Good afternoon, everybody.
What's up?
Thank you for the resub, Omni. How you doing, buddy? I know we were a little hard on you yesterday. I hope you didn't take it personally. Everyone is just trying to help you. I promise. People don't hate you.
Let's just not even
You're
talk
great.
about it today. How about?
You're great. We love you. Yeah, we can just avoid cars altogether today. I liked your countdown there, Pineapple. That's pretty good. Sorry, we had some things that we were talking about that we had to discuss before we hit the hit the thing and flipped it over. So don't worry, I saw that.
Greg, are you talking about this this Wi-Fi thing? Okay, yeah, totally.
Wait, what now? Who?
He said, Burnt Pineapple, I got a crazy project for you to try since you like this kind of stuff. Look up RU View or RU View or something. I got it up on the screen here.
Yeah.
This shit has me wondering if I could I want to build like a 3D model of my house and have it have like my dogs and shit like walking around in it because it can like tell where they are. Seems like it'd be really cool. Yeah, Greg said he's building a project with this, so I look forward to seeing how well it works for him. And if it works well, then I'm probably gonna try to do something myself because it seems pretty fucking cool.
Oh, so this is the thing that you were telling me about.
You see through walls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a video he sent me. I hadn't actually watched it yet. Let's see.
Oh man, I'm thinking of like some crazy shit you could do with that. You could probably get yourself in a lot of trouble with that.
If you had like that it just exists in the first place, and like you could use it. Like it just means like if you could get onto somebody's Wi-Fi, like you could see them in their house. Like I don't know.
Or if you had like what's that fucking thing, like a flipper or whatever. If you had like a flipper and you like had a Pi and you did some stuff with it, you could probably get yourself in a lot of trouble. Don't do that, Pineapple.
Yeah, so
or Omni, actually. don't do that, Omni.
He was telling me it can like see heartbeats and stuff. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
Crazy shit.
That is crazy. Oh, you just reminded me. I need to get over in YouTube. All right, sweet. I'm in there. Do we have anyone in YouTube chat? No, we do not. I'm sure we're going to get some snark from AAA Battery at some point, and then I will respond to him in a snarky way, and then he will never say anything again for the rest of the stream.
As it was foretold.
Yeah, as it was foretold. Just watch, guys. It's going to happen. I can only see my messages in chat, not anyone else's. I don't understand. That's weird. Well, we've only got Omni in here. Do you see it on the stream overlay? Because I can see it on the stream overlay. And then you should see Fractal Grove. Like, you know, we responded a couple times. I wrote some shit, and I just feel bad for swearing now because I wrote some stuff, young man. Military people running around with routers on their heads. Yeah, well, it would be on a backpack for sure. I've seen it on the overlay, but not in chat. Maybe hit refresh.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because yeah, we've got Omni and messages that we typed. You're not timed out or anything, so you're good to go. You only saw the emote that's right there. I then typed he did it, and then Omni said, "Dang it, PA got first," and I said Pennsylvania. Yeah, there was some back and forth in there. You might get an ad. We don't run ads though. Let me know if you do get ads, because
you're not supposed to get ads.
We don't want ads to play because we only stream for such a short amount of time. You should get a pre-roll, because I don't think you can turn that off on Twitch. So like, yeah, you'll get the pre-roll, but we never run periodic ads during the stream. We shut that to like none ever. Or I guess shut it. We set it because, you know, we're not here very long. It kind of feels bad. I remember we were looking at it for like revenue we generated early on, and we got, it was like $1.50 one month, and it was like interrupting the conversation.
No, probably not even $1.50, maybe like 15 cents, 1.5 cents.
Like, yeah, I was like, I think $1.50 was when we had like a bigger stream going, and so we rolled ads, and I was like, that's not worth it, man. That just like killed the conversation. So yeah, we just turned it all the way off. Omni is in a meeting, so he said he's in a meeting right now, but he has us muted, so he might. I'm guessing he'll be here. I don't know how long you got, Pineapple, but he might be here in the meeting for like another half hour or something like that. That's typically how he goes. He's a boss bitch, as they say.
I can send something in there for you. 1 second.
Yeah, here. Oh yeah, you do a wall facer message, and then I'll do a Fractal Grove message. Also, Pineapple, do you get in trouble if I'm swearing all the time? I don't want to get you in trouble. It's gonna be really hard for me to edit myself. Long Bing. No, okay, good. Yeah, I don't want to, like, I know it's off-putting to some people, but because I grew up in a military family, like, swearing is like second nature. It just the words come out before I even know what I'm saying. Like, hi, Stevie. I don't like. Oh, you did mirrored versions. I was like, those are some weird words. I was like, what? Some like, what was that? Nilbog because of the movie Goblin. That's what I was thinking of. I'm on mobile Twitcher. That makes a difference, and LTE because I'm on a road trip. Oh, yeah. I feel like mobile Twitch has issues, especially with chat, for sure. Been in the car for 10 hours? Bro, you're crazy. Well, thank you for tuning in while you're in the car. We're doing good, Stevie. I'm a sleepy boy today, but that's how it is, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I'm getting more than one cut, but yeah, these hairs are out of control right now. Resident sleeper? Okay, you're sleeping now. I've bored you to death talking about my hair. I'm sorry. I have nothing better to do. Damn, Pineapple. Guys, you're not making us feel very good. I thought you were here for like the enjoyment of the stream, the good times, as it were. Anyway, I know you guys are. Thank you for being here. It's in solidarity with you being sleepy. No, I know. I'm just messing with you. I was up late last night. I have a really weird sleep schedule. Yeah, I'm no turning cog, so his sleep schedule is completely fucked. But mine is like, I wake up. Okay, so this is crazy. I don't know if you guys are living this life, but I haven't used an alarm clock in 5 years. I'm not kidding. Yep. I'm using an alarm clock in 5 years. Are you on that, Tony?
Yeah, once or twice. Like, I got to go to the airport, or we're gonna go to Pawnee or something. Like, the alarm comes out, but like, it is few and far between. 100%. Like, yeah, it's probably the best life change of like.
It's incredible. Like, it's incredible. To be honest, it can be hard, but when you get your rhythm correct, like I can. Last night I went to bed at probably like 2 a.m. and I woke up at 7. So,
I just more like, go to sleep when you're tired, wake up when your body wakes up. Like, I don't know, feels good.
What's up, Turning Cog? First, unfortunately, Pineapple got it. Nah, he got it. You were up till 4 a.m. driving? That's crazy. You don't use an alarm clock. That's awesome, dude. But I mean, being a young human being, do you like? I know that would have been impossible for me as like a teenager. Like, shit, that was impossible for me into like my mid-late 20s to not wake up without an alarm clock. I would sleep all the way through everything. But as I got older, my sleep has just changed. I like wake up at the smallest noises. I open the window and the birds wake me up. See, Stevie, the thing that I can't stand, the whole time we lived in Washington when I was at Bungie, there were a lot of robins in our neighborhood, and I cannot stand how repetitive a robin's bird call is. It's the same chirp, 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 and like I wanted to murder them. Usually use a timed radio though because I can't fall asleep quietly. I mean, that makes sense, Pineapple. I hate robins, Turning Cog, and it's all because of their bird song. Like, I understand that they're very important as predators. They eat a lot of vermin. They're like very, very good at, or I guess not vermin, insects, bugs, worms. They're really, really good at taking care of like pest insects. We have red-winged blackbirds, which look like Orioles, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they're red, why they're called red-winged, because they have orange spots. But either way, those have incredibly varied calls, and they communicate a lot. So I love the call of those birds. And then we've got like, you know, a bunch of varieties of finch, you know, sparrows and I don't remember what kind of goldfinch. Guys, I guess I'm old. I know the birds out here now. Oh, that's a weird feeling. If you're not first, you're last. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Last feels bad, man. Timed radio. Okay, so Pineapple, you fall asleep to the radio. Hi, Queen Anne. How are you? It's great to see you. So Pineapple, you fall asleep to the radio? I usually fall asleep to like TV, but I get to the point where I'm like about to nod off and then I turn off the electronics and just go to sleep. And that works really well for me. If it's on while I'm asleep, I'm not actually asleep and I will wake up and then have to turn it off again. Going to Micro Center this weekend, thinking of picking up some soldering kits to practice soldering and a UPS for the NAS and server. Nice. So wait, are you driving back from somewhere? Because you've been driving for like 10 hours, you said.
Sometimes that's what a motherfucker has to do to go to Micro Center.
Yeah, that's real. That's very real. Do we only have the one here still? Off of Hampton?
Yeah, and it's actually the only one like in the Western United States, I believe.
So. That's crazy. I remember I went to Fry's in Houston area, you know, years ago, and that place was sick. You ever been to a Fry's?
I don't think so. Yeah, I know what it is, but like,
yeah, it's awesome. It's like a super Micro Center.
It's like the Shields of
electronics. Yeah. What's up, Adder? Micro Center pilgrimages. There's only one in Texas and Dallas. Oh, bro, Fry's is dead. No, don't say rip Fry's.
Our Micro Center's like an hour each way, so it's gotta be worth it to go down there. But I don't know, shit, these days I can get stuff from Amazon in under 3, so it doesn't feel worth it to go to Micro Center almost ever.
I just had a thought. Pineapple, if you are actually driving, please do not type. Please, I beg of you. Please don't type. I appreciate you being here, but don't type. Fresno out of business like 5+ years ago, my guy. Yeah, my bad.
Did it really?
Soft out of business in 2018. Damn, dude. Feels bad. Yeah, so that's how long ago I went to Fry's. It was like 15, 20 years ago, I guess.
I was watching some Civi video and he's like, I would buy the shit out of this game at Circuit City or something like that. It made me laugh really hard.
Man, Circuit City was kind of dope.
CompUSA was better.
Yeah, I agree.
CompUSA was like one of the better stores that ever existed. I'm really sad it's gone, but
I didn't like working there because working there sucked, but like being around all the technology was cool. That was fun. And then it turned
like the go-to place to get a lot of that shit because nowhere else had it. Yeah.
Stevie is crying over CompUSA. Yeah, I feel you. We are taking turns driving. Yes, as long as you are not driving right now, awesome. Just say you're not driving right now, and then we're good. Place I'm going to Micro Center is 2 hours away, but you might as well. Yeah, no worries, dude. Yeah, go check it out. Circuit City across the road from Best Buy seems dumb. Yeah, that was a weird time. You're talking like late 80s, early 2000s, or late 90s, early 2000s, right? Turning Cog? Because I remember that. They would have like a Circuit City next to a Best Buy and like they were just eating each other. I did not understand that business model whatsoever. That shit was so weird. Walmart, Kmart takeover tactic. Yeah. I mean, obviously didn't work. They all went out of business when Amazon came up. Yep. Best Buy was trying to buy out all of the consumer electronics retail things, and they were doing really well at it. I think Best Buy is substandard personally. It didn't compare to CompUSA. It doesn't compare to Micro Center. They never have anything that is like worth buying in the store. You always have to order shit online. I do not care for Best Buy. But the point is like, you can just buy everything from like Newegg or, you know, I guess Micro Center does online pickup too, which is nice, but I have to drive like an hour and a half to get there. It sucks.
Yep.
All the Fry's had crazy themes at their stores. The one in Huntington Beach had a huge mythological Greek style fake white stone pillars and shit.
Fuck?
It had massive saltwater fish tanks throughout the entire store. The one in Irvine was NASA themed, had life-size Challenger space shuttle that you could walk through. One in Austin was music themed and had 100 actual pianos hanging from the ceilings. Dude, that is a crazy idea. What kind of wacky business person was running those fries? Radio Shack, dude. I forgot about Radio Shack. Yeah, Radio Shack is definitely rip. This is my 5th Micro Center. I've been collecting them like the Infinity Stones. Low-key bad store? Yeah, for real. Radio Shack used to be cool. Like, Radio Shack was, I'm talking like very early 90s. That was where you would go if you needed anything to make any electronic stuff. It was the place to go. And then obviously that was too niche and didn't matter. Fry's was absolutely nuts. Costco of electronic stores. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I remember. The only one I went to was, with my dad in the Houston area. I think we had to drive like an hour to get over to it too. But it was cool. It was worth it. I just didn't have money at the time, so I wanted to buy a bunch of stuff, but I couldn't. Radio Shack was tight when the Palm Pilot was a smartphone of its time. I think that was already when Radio Shack was on the way out the door, man. It was still popping in the late 90s. All right, my bad. I go get microelectronic components all the time, like resistors and caps. Exactly, Adder. That's the thing that I was saying. That it was like the only place you could go for that.
Yeah, they have like drawers full of resistors and shit. So cool.
And someone who was knowledgeable, so you could be like, hey, I'm building this kind of a thing. What do you recommend? And they'd be like, oh, you need this, this, and this. And I found that if I'm making a board that has this thing on it, it doesn't work well. Like, I remember that being pretty cool. You'd go in and it would have that like ozone electronic burning smell. You're being called away? No worries, Queen Anne. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you're doing well and that you have fun in whatever you're doing. Even if it's like you're going to go play some friend slap with the team or whatever. Or if you have an actual meeting. I got to buy all that shit on Waytech Mouser or DigiKey and wait 3+ days for shipping. Yeah, it does suck. It is totally that. I had a feeling, Queen Ed. No, have fun. Get after it, gamer. Dollar Tree for electronics, if only. I think you're onto something, Pineapple. If Dollar Tree bought like wholesale electronic components and then sold them out of the Dollar Tree store, I think that would kind of change their audience, their clientele. About to do some repo? Hell yeah. I think it was before the BlackBerry that I'm thinking of. I mean, if, Adder's vouching, saying like late 90s, it was still popping, so. $1 RAM? Yeah, I don't think so, Stevie. Micro Center has some pretty smart staff now, it seems like. Yeah, no. That is location dependent, 100%. I've definitely interacted with some unintelligent Micro Center staff.
My favorite thing to do is go to Micro Center with my wife and pretend that I don't know anything and that we're there for her when they approach us and ignore her and walk past her and come up to me and ask me if I need anything.
Nice. I was buying shit from Radio Shack until like 2004, 2005, then Fry's until 2017. Yeah, dude, Fry's was goated, man. So I enjoy the convenience of online shopping and getting stuff delivered to my house. The biggest problem is that you can't just ask someone, be like, hey, I don't really know about this. You have to go trust like a Reddit thread that's full of idiots that don't even know what they're talking about. And that always feels bad. So I liked having a knowledgeable, store employee who could give you some good advice. That was cool. They just need a big functional toys section and let us rip out motors and stuff. Yeah, dude, totally. I feel like hobby electronics is like dying or dead, or maybe like because, as a young person, you're maybe bringing it back. I hope it comes back. We need kids that want to be engineers and do stuff that helps society over being a streamer, Stop saying cyberdeck, Stevie. I'm so psyched about this trend. So I don't know if you know this, Stevie, but Pineapple posted in our Discord that he was building a cyber deck, and I was like, "What the fuck is a cyber deck?" And Tony goes, "That's neckbeard for laptop," and everyone started laughing and agreeing, and I was like, "Okay."
I definitely know what a cyber deck is, for what it's worth.
I do not. Y'all are some nerds, says the nerd.
It's basically like a laptop that is not a laptop, is probably a better way to say it. But.
Yeah, good call, Turning Cog. Hobby electronics is absolutely much more niche these days. But like Stevie said, CyberDecks and Raspberry Pis are coming back big time. DIY laptops, awesome. Not exactly. Have you seen my cyber deck? Relax, Pineapple. I did. I clicked on your links, bro. I was also asking you about how did you fry the motherboard? I'm about to deconstruct an old laptop and turn it into a garage computer. Is that a cyber deck or just a repurposed laptop? I see. This is why I'm saying it's just a laptop, right?
Well, see, it doesn't sound like they want to use that as a laptop. They want to use that as like a desktop PC, and I don't know if that makes it a cyber deck. Like now you're going the other way with it. So I don't know.
You may have blown a few fuses. That's why you need to practice soldering. What's hobby electronics? What do you mean? Like, what you do is hobby electronics. You're not like professionally building something as like an electrical or mechanical engineer, right? Like you're just messing with stuff to like learn things, which is what I mean by hobby electronics. So I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I didn't know if you were making a joke. It's going to be a wall-mounted desktop, but laptop hardware without a keyboard. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Adder. Whatever you want to name it, it is what you call it. Yeah. I wasn't. It's not like an official.
You're saying words like laptop and desktop, and it's just like a motherboard and a hard drive that you're screwing to the wall. So that's definitely not a laptop.
But yeah, hobby electronics is not like what people call it. It's just I was just using words that have meanings. So yeah, don't worry. It's not like an official thing. So you know. Oh, is a store. No. Yeah, it was just words that have meanings. I read books, Stevie. I don't know what to say. Are you going to get the keyboard on the pant legs to interface with your wall top? What? I don't know why, but Pineapple Kool-Aid just like got into my head, and I really want to say the stupid catchphrase, but I'm not going to. I can't see chat, by the way. I can't see what Adder said. You need to read it. Oh, I was. Adder was saying, you are a hobbyist working on electronics. So that he was clarifying. He was just saying what I said. I'm having AI build me a neuro chip that I can surgically install DIY style and never need a keyboard and mouse again. Bro, please don't do that.
There you go.
I like your default biological brain. I don't want you to like get in there and start messing with stuff. Don't pull a burnt pineapple and, short your motherboard. Musk better watch the fuck out. Yeah, dude, you coming for his job. Although I guess to be fair, his job is like shit posting on Twitter about his Diablo 4 rankings. Pineapple Kool-Aid vape from yesterday? Nah, dude, just pineapple Kool-Aid. I wasn't talking about the vape. Okay. So Summer Games Fest is tomorrow, y'all, I think. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Let me check. I got a guide here. Anything you guys are excited for? Any like rumor mill stuff? It looks like Friday. Okay, so we've got some celebrations of different communities that make games going on today. Summer Games Fest showcase is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. Eastern. Fuck is 10 p.m. BST? What is BST? British summertime? Okay. Oh, I'm reading a fucking UK news publication. Boys nod to Musk being an astronaut now had me absolutely dead. Yes, tomorrow. That new Star Wars project seems interesting. Not a high chance of it actually shipping if we look at the range of Star Wars projects announced that haven't hit shelves. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Booty standard time. Yeah, it's a time zone, turning cog. BST is British Standard Time. I think, didn't they used to call that Greenwich Mean? Is UK in one time zone?
GMT is definitely still a thing. I don't know. Must be different.
Yeah. Isn't GMT the same as UTC anyway?
Yes. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
People just didn't like it being named after the country that invented it.
Well, but UTC I think is like a specific computer thing that's like universal time constant, and then GMT just refers to a time zone. I don't know. That's
at the prime meridian.
Getting pedantic, but for sure.
I've honestly been meaning to mess with muscle conductors or whatever. Like basically, I don't know who Homless is. Made an aim assist by shocking his muscles. It moves his arm.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or that sounds like a bad idea.
He basically uses like a TENS unit to like trigger his muscles in a certain way. Like he shows it in video. It looks like it actually kind of works. I don't know. I would be skeptical, but yeah.
GMT is not different, turning cog. GMT and UTC are the exact same time zone. Bruce Lee did that. What's up, Illuminous? Bruce Lee had a TENS device for his action scenes. No. We're obligated to give Pineapple good advice. Illuminous, you're talking about it's Leifei? It's not Laufey? That's the God of War thing, right? I saw Alana Pierce tweeting that she worked on it for 4 years, but lamenting that it's probably not even her work anymore and she doesn't know, but she can talk about it now that it's announced. Trying to claim some shit she worked on years ago. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, all ridiculous. I agree with that. Oh, the YouTube channel name is basically Homeless. Got it. He also did the same thing in the armrest of a chair to aim for him. I don't like that. That's crazy. The gaming chair makes a difference? Yeah, I don't know about that. It definitely does not. Also, thank you for being over on YouTube, Illuminous. I appreciate that. But yeah, the chat is definitely more active on Twitch, always. Okay, so we've got Summer Games Fest tomorrow. Illuminous, you excited for anything? We were talking about Laufey, or whatever the hell. Laufey? I don't know. It's a weird name. I don't know why they would pick that. No one can pronounce it, you know, like they have to like clarify. I guess it's like a marketing stunt if you want to really get down to it, because people are going to be talking about how it's pronounced, which means more people are talking about the game, and they'll be like, what the hell are you even talking about? What the hell even is that? Could you use the muscle conductors to do something useful, like keep your posture correct while sitting in an office chair? I mean, so have you ever used a TENS device, turning cog? Because it's like a pulse, an electronic impulse that is like on a timer. Like there's a frequency to it, and you adjust that. So I wouldn't want that. It's not a pleasant feeling. I don't know if you guys are familiar with electrified dry needling, but I definitely had to do that to fix my back for months. What's up, Peanut? It definitely could be kinky. Like, you're not wrong about that. I will say the dudes that create realistic controllers for games like World of Tanks was pretty dope. I do like that. That shit's cool, where they put like the 2-liter of Mountain Dew into the tank cannon. Hand wheels to rotate turret. Bro had to reload the cannon. Another guy was looking through the viewfinder for aim. Yeah, dude, that stuff is very cool to watch. Gulp, I think I lost internet. I mean, we see you, bro. Am I frozen? No, we're good. Yeah, we're chilling. We still see you. Okay, good. I'd be horrified if you couldn't see me anymore, Turning Cog. Okay, so what are you guys excited for at Games Fest? We talked about Laufey, Leifei, Laufey, Luffy, whatever. I stick my tongue on 9-volt batteries and it tastes warm. Bro, don't do that. Yeah, those tanks are cool. Okay, so State of Play happened this week, right? Yeah, it was Tuesday. And then we've got Indie Showcase was on Wednesday. I don't know if that was interesting at all. I don't know how I feel about this whole thing. I just, not a super huge fan of Keeley and his whole doings. State of Play showed that the state of Sony not looking amazing. I see, Adder. Were you guys in State of Play, Adder? Oh, also, this is an interesting thing. Let's check Marathon Steam charts because they just launched season 2. Okay, they got more numbers, but their peak, they had 2 peaks around but somewhere between 37 and 40K for the first 2 days since season 2 launched. Oh, the free week. That's what's going on. It's the free week. So the bad news is that it's the free week and they hit half the numbers of the launch day. That's not good. That's not good for Marathon. I want them to announce even higher RAM prices. Nice, dude. Sony's on the ropes. Was the Indie Showcase actual indies? Was it AA and an indie trench coat? I mean, AA is technically indie anyway, Turning Cog. AA is a valuation that carries inherent risk, which technically you're not an indie if you have funding. You're not independently published, which is what indie means. So that's tricky. I don't know. I'm actually finally about to reach my hotel. I'll probably see you next stream. Yeah, no worries, Pineapple. Thanks for coming through. Grats on first, man. Nah, not State of Play this time around. Keep an eye on Games Fest for potential showcase, though. Hell yeah. Okay, so potentially tomorrow. Awesome. Good stuff. Obviously we won't be live, but I'll tune in. I'll see if there's any new Mortal Shell 2 stuff in there. Maybe there'll be something interesting. I'll probably check an aggregator anyway just to see what people are talking about, because I don't know. Who knows? The awards shows just make me feel bad about myself. Not because I want to be in them, but I don't like the self-aggrandizement that happens with Keeley and that whole social circle. I want them to announce RAM-free synths. I don't think you could do that. Logistically. You need solid state memory in a
you could have no persistent memory synths, but you kind of need the non-persistent stuff to do anything.
There's going to be RAM somewhere, right? You could have a data streamed synth that runs off a PC or some other device, but there's RAM in that device.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, RAM is just things that you can store data in that are really, really fast and easy to access, and always high level in your system for your system to reference and stuff. And I'm really butchering this explanation, but you could do it with other things, but RAM is designed to do it and does it the best and the fastest and stuff. So yeah,
I think it's we would have to invent brand new technology. It would have to be optical. I don't even know, dude.
You could use a hard drive as RAM, but it would be awful. It would be insanely slow, and isn't designed efficiently to store and access those bits, and I don't know. Yeah,
you could use complex proteins to store data. We could do that. Then you get into a biological computer.
You could use your population of squid people waving flags, like, you know, I don't know.
Or if you watch Ancient Aliens, you could store data in quartz crystals.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah, I know.
Microsoft is like, Microsoft just made these new like glass drives that are supposed to last like a million years or something, but they're like read only or something.
Yep, crystalline structure, permanently engraved. You can't change it. That is real. Light-based drives are crazy. Yeah, exactly. But you would have to develop a system by which to write to them and be able to restore it to a default state. So like we don't know how to manipulate crystalline structure in that way yet. Maybe we do. Because I'm thinking about how like RAM works. We're changing the structure of the silicon in the
like RAM CPUs chip. Are like etched silicon with, you know, it's basically all a crystalline structure at a point.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying like RAM specifically because you're changing the shape of the RAM. That's why RAM is, you know, it's consumable. It will eventually burn out because you've written to it and, you know, overwritten that many times. Entropy, law of physics is what causes that. Go back to capacitor arrays to store and discharge energy. I mean, that's wildly inefficient turning cog. That's why we use silicon microcircuits now. But apparently, like, light and crystal stuff is real good. We just don't know how to, you know, delete information off of it. That's the thing. Because you would have to, like, restore the blank crystalline structure and then etch it again. Like, that we just don't have. Welcome back, Queen Anne.
Like light is like it's the fastest thing. You can't go faster than that. So if we can figure out how to do it, like you're theoretically at the limit. So
yeah, petabytes worth of storage, absolutely. So the reason I know this type of shit is because they talk about like ancient crystal skulls in Ancient Aliens, and they're like, these crystal skulls have no machine marks. We don't know how to create these. Like, you know, it's all nonsense. But they're like, supposedly these crystal skulls store like the knowledge of ancient civilizations and aliens and all this stuff. We just don't know how to read it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever you say, buddy. Repo was super short-lived. Well, at least you're playing Rise of the Mad God now, you know, so that's good. I'm just playing with you, Queen Anne. Live your life. Do what you want to do. Or is it Realm of the Mad God? What is it? What the fuck is it called? Now I have to go look at my friends list. Realm of the Mad God. That's it. Queen Anne, have you tried Everything is Crab? I really like it. I thought it was a good value. It's a cool game. It's not super deep. It's like deep as a puddle, but there's a lot of things to do. I've been taking some time off, so I've been grinding Realm. Nice. What's up, Brightside? How you doing, brother? I haven't tried Crab yet. I didn't think I was gonna like Crab. Brightside, we started, you know, and I was like, Omni, you know, I hope you don't feel bad. Everyone was bullying you yesterday. We love you. You're great. We just care about you. You know, we won't harass you about the car stuff today. And then Tony was like, we could just avoid the topic altogether. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So that's as far as we got, Brightside. We're talking about Summer Games Showcase. Is that what it's called? Did I fucking fuck that up? Yeah, Summer Game
Fest.
Yeah, Summer Game Fest, because it's tomorrow. So we should potentially get some announcements, you know, some industry news. There's going to be a bunch of stuff to talk about next week coming out of Summer Games Showcase or Summer Games Fest. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And then Pineapple's apparently on a road trip, and he was on his phone chatting with us and telling, you know, we talked about Radio Shack and fries and stuff like that, and hobby electronics and stuff like that. So yeah. And then that new God of War game, Laufey, Laffy, Luffy, whatever the fuck it's called. So that catches you up pretty well. Queen Anne, what's Realm of the Mad God like? From Summer Games Fest, all I care about is MS2 player homes. Bro, stop it. Somebody get this turning cog under control. Your child is loose in public. Turning cog, I imagine you might have had like a harness and like one of those retractable leashes that they use, on kids nowadays. I feel like that would have been good for you as a kid. I'm heading out on a road trip in the morning. Hell yeah, Peanut. Where are you going? Hopefully it's somewhere cool and fun. Old top-down Flash game MMO that's been updated to be pretty different now. Oh, sweet. Legoland in California. Dude, that's wild. I always wanted to go to Legoland, but I feel like it, I was always too old for it. I don't have kids, so like it would be inappropriate and weird for me to go to Legoland as an adult. Good afternoon, good evening, Graham. No, man, I'm old enough. I was free range. Yeah. No, that's that. Honestly, like I was messing with you, but I think putting your kid on a leash is kind of fucked up. Like don't do that. Legoland is cool. High Moon Studios literally across the street, so we'd go for lunch. Oh, sick, dude. Permadeath, but leveling up is super quick. Okay. That sounds fun. Yeah, let me look at this thing here on the old Steam, on the Steamerino. Store. Exalt, right? Oh, dude, I don't know if these graphics are for me, Queen Anne. It's a little like Gauntlet Legends. At least that's how it's reading to me. I'm guessing the game systems are super interesting because I know you've got a good brain for game design. So my assumption is that's what's got you hooked in there. Or maybe it's nostalgic and you played it in, a long time ago or something. Oh, Queen Anne, what are your, since, I know you can play, like you enjoy games like this. Do you have thoughts on Mina the Hollower? And did you ever play Shovel Knight? Legoland is for the kids, definitely. Recommended age is 4 to 12. Okay, cool. Have you been before, Peanut? Okay, so let's see. Oh shit, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is going to Switch too. Interesting.
I think it costs $80 too.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, let me see if they got a price confirmed in here.
I saw some people, whining about it because $80 is pretty expensive for a Switch game. It's like the most expensive Switch game. It does include the DLC in it, which is a pretty good deal compared to
that's a good deal
at retail price. But then other people were just saying like they've never discounted the DLC in any other way. So this is actually like one of the cheaper ways that you could possibly get it right now. But it's been full price since it came out like over 2 years ago now. And I just saw people being like, it's weird that they're releasing like a 5-year-old game with 2-year-old DLC for $80 on Switch, where it may not even run very well. So be interesting to see how it ends up going.
It's mostly nostalgia, but the systems are solid. At least these days, it's monetized fairly aggressively, not to my liking. Oh, okay. But it's certainly not pay to win. Okay, so yeah, you got like the nostalgia in there. Okay, cool. Yeah, do you have thoughts on Mina? Mina the Hollower and Shovel Knight? Peanut says, nah, my pops lived right next to it before he passed and took my sister's son all the time. Oh, interesting. I mean, dude, like it's been so long that I remember your dad is like living in Boulder, and I remember your sister is like perpetually 13 years old. I don't think I ever ran into your sister outside of like when we were in middle school. You know what I mean? So that's crazy to think. Like, obviously, human beings have different lives and grow and change and all that. But like, it's crazy to think that your sister's got kids and stuff. It's just a weird thought. Not like it would be weird that your sister had kids, but like, you know what I mean? Like you have memories of people and then you're just like, wait, what the fuck? Like they're actually an adult now with like a whole ass life and a family. That's cool though. I hope she's well. I hope her family is healthy and happy. I never played Shovel Knight, so not sure how much weight my opinion has on Yacht Club. I kind of want Mina to do well. Mina is doing well. So okay, good. So I was saying the same thing, Queen Anne. It's not my thing either. Like when I was looking at it, I thought it was strange that it was 8-bit style, but it has too many colors to be truly 8-bit, which is weird. And I don't know why you would make a game in 2026 that is like in the art style of games that were made 35 years ago. Like that's what I don't understand about it. But Yacht Club did say we made enough money off the sales of Mina to continue operations and work on new games. So Yacht Club's going to be still in the, still hustling for a minute. They wanted to do Shovel Knight again. I mean, I don't understand why people are so like rabid for Shovel Knight. That I do not get. Is this just like a millennial thing? I mean, I'm a millennial, but I'm an old millennial. She got pregnant at 20. Her son is in college now. They're good. Holy shit. Dude, that blows my fucking mind. I mean, it makes sense. I don't feel like a 40-year-old, like approaching my mid 40s. Like, that's so crazy. I don't feel like that. I still feel like I'm like, 18 to 20 years old. And I think that's pretty normal. Most people do, right? Admittedly, like being physically active and healthy really helps you maintain that mindset. I definitely felt old when I was not healthy, when I was like 39 or something. Oh, dude, that's crazy. That's a trip. Let's see. Okay, CD Projekt Red has talked about a new IP, Hadar, Hadar, an emotional open world experience that will stay with gamers. We don't have any other information. We just have a name. Okay, so we have no idea what it's going to be set for, but it sounds like they're going to make more stuff that's in line with the things that they make already. Because, Witcher and Cyberpunk are both open world games. Which, by the way, there's going to be another Witcher expansion at some point here soon. Whoa, what the fuck? Nintendo's releasing a revised Switch 2 and possibly controllers with a replaceable battery in Europe because of EU legislation, saying that it has to be compliant. So there's going to be like an EU version of the Switch 2.
On that note, kind of related, I saw this post on Twitter about how hobby electronics people should only use Joy-Con batteries in their projects because they're like super easy to get and like standardized versus buying like random Chinese batteries off of Amazon that you like don't know what they do or what the pinout is. I'd never heard that before, but I thought that was pretty interesting. I guess they're like very small and affordable and like actually work pretty good and are like very easy to get and completely standard. And yeah, I've never heard that before.
Oh, Luminous, Peanut has kids. So he's definitely going to Legoland with his kids. In Mina, there are like 100 different modifiers you can apply. That's super not my thing, but they're marketing it as accessibility and making your own experience. But then you can get the achievements with any of them on. I don't like that. So they're being like, it's got the they're doing the whole argument of like being a parent is a disability type of a thing. Is that what you're saying, Queen Anne? Because I got strong feelings about that too. We could go back to, instead of that conversation specifically, the really hot take topic of Sekiro not having an easy mode and that pissing people off, which I thought was a really stupid argument. If you genuinely want to beat it, you gotta beat it. Oh, you were talking to Adder Illuminous? I mean, if you're a game developer and you're across the street, like, get after it, Yeah, Peanut is a huge Lego collector. It's for you as well. Peanut, were you tracking that? What was that whole controversy? Brightside was talking about it. The Lego.
Yeah.
Bricks
something with bricks and minifigs. I can't remember what the YouTuber's name is. But yeah.
Oh, I agree with you, Illuminous. Sekiro is built to be very challenging, and that makes it fun, honestly. It's absolutely frustrating, but you have to get good at the game to beat it. Like, that's the point. That's the experience you're signing up for. I think it's a very weird argument to be like, well, I don't want to get good at this. I don't have time to get good at it. Cool. Don't buy it. Like, don't stop trying to like police other people's art. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you like it and you feel bad about being bad at it, get good at it. That's being a human being. You do? Since when? I walked into Legoland like 15 plus times without a kid. I'm the child. Who the fuck made that rule? You tell him, Matter. Brick and minifig story is beyond wild. I'm actually uninformed on that. I know Brightside was talking about it, and then like you guys caught me up kind of on the situation, and we're like, this is a crazy situation. Like the like sheriff's department was involved and all kinds of crazy shit, and this guy was like extorted and all kinds of crazy stuff and like put in jail. I haven't been in years. I moved from SoCal in 2016, so 10 years ago.
All right, I got a Reddit summary if you want to hear it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. Yeah, because I haven't actually heard this either. So the situation starts off rather small, being that a man consigned his father's Legos of about $200,000 worth to help cover a medical situation. This is explicitly allowed by Bricks and Minifigs, and the store owner involved was planning on moving overseas, so they were looking for a solution that was fair to this man. Corporate takes over the store and seizes the assets. For non-Americans out there, a consignment means that they do not legally own what is consigned, and instead it retains ownership to the original owner until it is sold. In the scenario, a company chooses not to take on a consignment, then there is a returning of the asset. A YouTuber named Reckless Ben catches wind of this, which leads to a video. I will point out, at first it starts off as trolling, but Bricks and Minifigs almost immediately escalates to trying to have him arrested. Ben takes them to court and wins, and Bricks and Minifigs shutters the location that was sued in order not to have to pay him out any money. It then leads almost directly into the company owners trying to have him arrested on false drug charges and the police dislocating his arm intentionally. I am unsure chronologically exactly when this next course of events happened, but this is my best summation. Bricks and Minifigs responds initially post-arm dislocation, denying wrongdoing. Moist Critical makes a video after noticing the insanity, which catches the CEO's attention. They release a company-wide memo, and the COO and CEO go on live stream, both with equally insane tactics to divert criticism. You might be asking by this point, why are the police covering for this company? Especially even after their own response defending themselves, they released proof of the CEO threatening extreme violence and making false reports. Well, the answer appears to be that all members of the police and company are tied directly to the Church of Latter-day Saints, and they're acting to protect their own, not dissimilar to how organized crime acts. I'm just reading the Reddit page, so it is what it is. But
sounds like a racket to me.
Yeah, there's been like a whole thing, and it definitely seems like, for whatever reason, the cops and the store and like all of these people are like kind of involved together and like colluding with each other. And this YouTuber got involved to try to like help this guy who lost his dad's collection, and like it has now been harassed by the police a couple times and arrested and injured. And yeah, that was my understanding of it. I haven't watched any of the video.
Wow, that's crazy. Yo, grats Brightside on the schwam, dude. Consign that.
Okay, Brightside's saying some shit. Also, what happened last night was that they accidentally uploaded 50 gigs worth of police footage to a public Discord, and it got leaked online.
I bet you that person
not only did corporate take over the original owner's store, the original owners say corporate took all of her inventory, including what was personally hers. Yeah. So,
bro, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay. So Brightside, I think the person that uploaded that was a leaker. I think they did it on purpose. They were probably like, this is fucked. Like, I'm going to do my part to show that, like, this was unjust. That's my take. Because, like, you don't accidentally, Dropbox 50 gigs of police footage. You know what I mean? Like, that seems too...
I mean, you might if you're incompetent, but...
Yeah, sure. I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. And the leaker could have been like, yo, this is a public Dropbox, and then, shared the link with people to get the information out. What a crazy situation. Okay, so Peanut, you were saying that you won't give them a dime. Are you talking about Bricks and Minifigs? Like, you're not going to go to them at all? I'm pretty sure there's one down the street, and I went in there, and it made me very uncomfortable just being in that store.
There's one over here, too. I just always look at it, and I'm like, I can't believe this is like a business model now. Like... There's so many of them too. Like it just The math doesn't math to me.
Tony, the weird part for me, I went in just to check it out, and they had like, yeah, there is one. There's one near me. So I went into that place to look at it, and there were some creepy people in there, and they had like, a Darth Vader or a Boba Fett minifig that was selling for like $85. And I was like, for a minifig? What? What are we doing? Who's buying these? That's crazy. It's the GameStop of Lego.
Yeah, but what's the Lego store of GameStop then? If that's the case.
What do you mean, Tony? I think that's what he's saying. Like bricks and minifigs is like GameStop. They're like a
but like in the Lego world, there is a Lego store. There is an official
yeah
retail place where you can go and buy their products. Like GameStop, I feel like is as close to that as you get in gaming. That like there's no other place you can like really go that's like gonna have all the games and gonna have the new ones the day they come out and stuff like that.
Okay, wait. I have a good example here. I think bricks and minifigs is like Game Force, like a pawn shop that deals in video game electronics. Yeah, sure. Exactly.
But it is corporate, so I think like the GameStop comparison isn't totally wrong because it is very corporate, and that makes it way grosser than something like Game Force, which is a small business that's locally owned, which you can kind of support maybe, even though they're like kind of a ripoff.
Well, dude, that Game Force by the CU Dorm Towers is fucking dope. They've had some incredibly rare games in there. Yeah, I love patronizing it.
I just like I don't know how I feel about like you go in and it's like GameCube game is $900 or something.
Yeah, no, I feel bad about that.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But to be fair, I did go in there once and they had an unopened, unsullied, like fully in shrink wrap Ni no Kuni collector's edition, and I bought that shit for $150. It had a little Mr. Drippy in it. Like, oh, dude, I love that game. It had like the compendium, like a physical edition book of like all the stuff that's in the game. It was like, very cool.
Way of the White Witch or whatever.
Yeah. Wait, the first one. Hold on, Wrath of the White Witch.
You told me to buy one. I have never actually played it, but I do own it and probably will play it someday.
Yeah, I think it's Wrath of the White Witch. Dude, that's a really good game, man. I love it. But also, Tony, I know that you're not the
big kind of game is it?
It's a JRPG.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon, but single player, and yeah. So you like
you told me to buy it when I got my wisdom tooth out, but then you told me to buy a couple other games, and I ended up playing those instead.
Yeah, I'd be telling you to buy all kinds of games.
Yeah,
that's how it is. Game Force and Boulder let me borrow an Xbox and Project Gotham 2. The dude in there was so jaded. He's like, just bring it back, please. No, Ni no Kuni's not about Chopin. But yes, Illuminous as like a budding single player JRPG, gamer. You're mostly like a multiplayer competitive gamer. Dude, Ni no Kuni is phenomenal. It's especially if you like Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki stuff, because he did all of the cutscenes for it. So like they've got really, really well animated, super compelling cutscenes. It's very cool. I liked it a lot.
What era did that come out during?
Maybe 2010s ish. Hang on.
Like what? Did you play it on a console?
Yeah, it was literally 2010. Yeah, it was console only. I think it was a PlayStation 3 thing. But that game is incredible. I've not played Ni no Kuni 2, but I think the first one was a masterpiece. Not necessarily for game design, but for like storytelling, and like I thought the game was like getting towards the end and it just got more compelling. Like the 3-act structure was immaculate. Is the PC version good? I imagine. Brightside says, by the way, Vash is proving everyone wrong. Bro, what do you mean? You got to be careful with that kind of statement. Go ahead, Tony. What were you saying?
I was just saying it looks like the PC one is like remastered, so presumably it's just like an improved version of the OG.
Yeah, it probably has like more audio fidelity and like, up-res from, 680 or 640p or something like that to like true 1080 would be my guess. Dude, it's so good, man. Like this game, guys, actually made me super emotional at multiple points. Like I was fucking teared up, like had to get some tissues because I was just like, geez, man. And I can't explain anything about it because it just ruins so much. Like it's a fucking journey. It's probably like a 60-hour game or more, depending on how deep you want to get into like, you know, messing with your Pokemon and stuff. But see, like you hot swap a squad of like 3 and there's a bunch of stuff you can do. It's technically hot swapping like 6, but yeah, it's really good. No, Team Vash is what Brightside's talking about. Had to get up to get tissues, bro. Not full sweat gamer, clearly. I meant more like I had to go grab the tissues, which I admittedly, guys, I have trouble being emotional. I have trouble like crying, or whatever. But like this game like hit me right in the feelings super fucking hard. It's just there's some moments that are like really fucking sad and moments that are really hopeful. It's like when you watch like a really good movie and you have that full range of like laughing and crying and like feeling hopeful about things, like you get all that in this game. It's beautiful and it's just visually very compelling. Turning Cog wants to ask you, Tony, why you're vertex painting. And I didn't acknowledge that message. So, oh, she actually in a BP? What the fuck, dude? We got blueprints now? I'm so tempted to ask real dev questions every day. It's a constant battle. Oh yeah, Tony, you're muted, brother.
Maybe we did it wrong, guys. Maybe we need to just like think about it really hard for like 5 years before we start.
I don't know, man. Maybe we need to start with like
fucking enterprise level infrastructure to connect our new project to.
Yeah. If I start code for long enough, my brain will be smart. Yeah, that's so real, dude. You absorb it. Minifigs and all Lego sets sell for insane prices once they retire. I believe that, Peanut. I realized I was like, who's buying this stuff? Are you a person that purchases the, secondary market Lego things? Because like, yeah, I'm not trying to hate on someone's hobbies. Like, it's good that you have hobbies, right? Because your hobbies could be like Twitter and culture war and politics, which is very bad for everyone. So many lovelies in chat. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, Oculus. And you are a lovely. I'm giving you the shroud finger guns, dude. You could have a watch streak hobby. 60 stream streak, Brightside says. Yeah, there you go, Turning Cog. Meji Pew. All right, I don't know where you get these emotes, Turning Cog. Streak for 60 streak? Yeah, Adder, he posted his 60 streak in chat. I'm replacing all my WoW sound effects with goose honks. I mean, do what you got to do, like live your truth, but I don't know that I support goose noises, bro. I'm not a fan of geese. I've done it long enough that I mean, I guess if you're eating them, sure, but as an animal existing in the wild, I'm not fucking with geese, dude. I've done it long enough that I know where to get the set and figs that I wanted. So yes, technically, but I don't pay insane prices. All right, yeah, no, that's cool, man. When you buy them, do you like set up dioramas and stuff, or do you like build the set and display it? I'm always curious about that because when I still have all my Legos. I just never want to get rid of them, but I would take a set, build the set, and then like take it apart and build new things out of all the pieces I got. I always played with Legos that way. Chat recommended I do this to help with copyright so I can easily swap them out. Yeah, no, that's actually a good thing, Oculus. Yeah, that makes sense. Tony, you knew there was a live your truth coming for that one. First day of four-day weekend. Oh, sick, Anna. Hell yeah. What are you going to get up to for your 4-day? Adder says, hear me out. Once you leave a couple WoW sounds in, so Blizzard sues you and then you get free publicity at scale. I mean, that's actually kind of a smart move. But I mean, we've all talked about it now on the internet, so they would screw you badly because like they know you did it on purpose, which makes your case a lot worse, you know. Kickstarter would take me down though. That's my main concern. Yeah. You're doing a Kickstarter, Oculus? Sleep, read, play, bake. Nice. What are you gonna bake, Anna? Sparkle likes to make macarons. She hasn't done it for a while, but she's into that. I have a sealed retired Stranger Things set that sells for $838. I bought for $200. You have an entire room of Lego sets displayed? That's cool. Dude, I would not let the kids in there. I'm assuming they want to go in there all the time and play with the Legos. What's up, Sushi? That's the plan. They'll never find this Twitch chat. Damn, Adder, that hurts, bro. We're so obscured that Blizzard will never find us. If I've learned anything from the government, it's that rules and laws are suggestions. Yeah, I mean that's pretty real. It's only a rule when you're in court and it's being enforced, right? Which sucks. That's not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. Baked a coffee cake. Nice. They know it's not for them and they have their own. Nice. There you go. There you go, Peanut. That's good. Dude, Tony, oh man, a paralegal watching all of our streams. That actually, like, you're gonna give me fucking nightmares, man. I'm gonna like lay awake all night thinking about like paralegals and shit watching our streams just to catch us acting out.
I was just feeling bad for the paralegal, but you know.
What do you mean? We are an entertaining duo, man. They would be like, "Hey, these guys are pretty cool." They'd hit us with some follows and some subs after watching.
Some like 19-year-old like college girl who doesn't like gaming or computers, and they make her watch like 1,000 hours of streams to try to catch us in some shit.
She's like, "I fucking hate these chuds." That's actually very real. White collar crime season, PSL season over for real. Honestly, I commit crimes to make them do it just for the love of the game. Dude, that's fucking funny, Adder. They would learn so much about how not to drive an M4. I feel bad. We were all going in on Omni yesterday. Oh shit, that was a good comment, bro. That was such a good comment, dude. Omni, where are you? We actually like you. It's not like that, bro. Oh man, I feel bad. He was here at the top of the stream and I apologize. So I don't want him to feel bad. Oh man. Okay, so we talked about Ni no Kuni. We've got Summer Games Fest tomorrow. Oh, Illuminous and anyone else who's into FGC or fighting games in general. Evo is coming. I think it's at the end of the month. So mark your calendars. I'll give you guys a date real quick. Evo 2026. When are you? Evo? June 26th through the 28th. So mark your calendars if you want to watch that. Is there really no flood fill for what Tony is doing?
I don't fucking know. I've never done this before.
Let him cook, dude. Tony's just vibing. He's having a good time. We don't get to, make fun of Omni for like
the first one works. I will figure out a better way to do the second one. I will say that.
Omni, you're back. Did you hear my apology, Omni? Or did you still have me muted because you fucking hate my guts now? He was here the whole time. Yeah, I mean, he was, but he was in a meeting. I just you immediately say you're making fun of me. No. I said we were making fun of you yesterday, and I was apologizing for that and saying that we all love you, and that's not the way it is. Like, there might have been some jokes cracked while you were away, but I didn't do it. I just laughed at them because they were funny. He has to do it the hard way, so he appreciates the easy way. I mean, yeah. Let Tony be Tony. Uh-huh. Bro, why are you so hostile to me? I'm the nicest person to you. Tony, did you ask for consent before you did that? Oh man, everyone's making fun of Tony now. See,
all right, now tell me how to do it the right way. What do we do? Help me out. What am I doing wrong? How do I flood fill this thing?
Yeah, exactly, Oculus.
What's the move?
I will always let Tony do what Tony wants to do. Omni, you were very hostile towards
fucking
me.
Quiet all of a sudden.
Oh, they're typing. They're typing furiously. It's happening right now. My face when I can type like 60 plus words a minute, and then I ask a question and I'm like, why is everyone taking so long? And then I realize like not a lot of people can type super fast. Oh, Sushi says, I honestly don't know. I don't model or rig in Unreal.
Right. You were just commenting on these caveman tools that I'm using. I got it. Okay.
Nice. Adder with the Nubbies Tony emote. I like it.
He's got the Morty arm.
Yep. Oh, that's a Stevie emote. Nice. And the odd Oculus holding the flames. Adder goes, this is where I slowly back up and pretend I am not a technical animator. Animation is scary.
Yeah, I already asked Adder about this. So
no, Omni, I do not want hostile. I just want you to value and respect my advice. That's all. Okay, so Evo 2026, June 26th to 28th. I'm very excited about that. There's going to be a new fighting game premiered there. I can't remember what it was called. I was looking for it the other day.
What's like the main shit now? Street Fighter?
Yeah, dude, Street Fighter is always like a staple at Evo. And the Street Fighter matches are fucking crazy because it's a Capcom Pro Tour major. So Street Fighter is so good. I mean, like generally Evo is super sick. Yes, Illuminous, I'm 1,000% down. Bro, I get my ass kicked because you play modern and I play classic and I suck at inputs, but it is what it is. I don't mind.
Oh, like he plays like assisted and you play unassisted or whatever?
Yeah, I play on a fucking Hori with classic controls, which is, it's not superior, obviously. Like, I want to say last year, someone went into top 10 with modern, which is crazy, but they proved that like modern is that good. Because there's, you know, in competitive fighting games, people have really strong opinions about everything. There's so much shit talking. So, yeah, there was a modern player that got really far. My uneducated opinion was that this was seemingly a good start to seeing if it's a feasible workflow for what it's worth, says Adder, in support of Tony's actions.
No, I appreciate it. We got it working. I mean, there you go.
Illuminous, whoa. I play at a disadvantage. Dude, you've kicked my ass plenty of times. I'm just saying. They got that new Combo Devils. That's the one. Yes.
Wish you guys could see my dog right now. Let me see.
Yeah, get him, bro. Is Mochi wildin'? I mean, in the way he does.
He's cockroaching, you know.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
Hold on.
Queen Anne, are you a platform fighter player? Rivals of Aether? Are you a fan? That's Ludwig's game, right? 4th biggest game at Evo, which was a surprise. Yeah, absolutely.
He I don't know if you guys saw this controversy or whatever, if you want to call it that, but he like paid for all of the Rivals of Aether players to go and like bought a bunch of tickets and is like a big supporter of Evo, and like some people had a problem with that or something. I don't know.
That's really weird because like I don't think that's fair to Ludwig. I'm not a Ludwig fan, but that's like how he got his fucking start. He was a pro Smash player. Like that's what he did. Or Melee? I can't remember which one he played.
Melee.
Yeah, and he was good, like really fucking good, and then became like a big streamer. So like leave him alone. I understand that people want to hate on someone when they're at the top of their game, but like he's fine. I don't any beef with Ludwig. Yo, Mochi.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's right here.
He's fucking right now. Doing it. Okay, Illumina says my Cammy is pretty OP. I mean, to be fair, I play Shotos and I like Ryu, so I'm an idiot because he's not a strong character, but it is what it is. I like Ryu and Shotos. It's fine. 10 different goose honks. Let's fucking go. Good shit, Oculus. Guilty Gear I hear is pretty good. Yes, Guilty Gear is great. I have, what was I playing? What's my Guilty Gear that I've got here? XX Accent Core Plus R, which is a very stupid name, but that's a very good one. That's a great Guilty Gear. Oculus, if you've never watched Evo, it's fucking crazy. You'll see incredibly high tier skill. Like it's nuts. And it's the largest open bracket fighting game tournament in the world. And what that means is you'll have pros, and pros aren't seeded. They have to go in and play through pools and fight out. So you'll have some random, like Tekken, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, there was this unknown Kuma player. So he played the big bear in Tekken, and people were making fun of him. They're like, this is a fucking low tier. Dude made it to top 5. He got really far, and he was knocking full sponsored professionals out with his like stupid panda bear play. He was really, really good. He was just an unknown player from like South Korea. It was I think he was South Korean, because there's a lot of Tekken's really popular in Southeast Asia. So that most of the players for Tekken are from that region. Never got into Rivals or Rivals 2. Big into Smash, so I know it tangentially. Nice. I missed a couple. We covered that one before. I value and respect your advice. I'll just do what I want anyway because I'm fiercely independent and I like to learn my own lessons. I know, Omni. Honestly, if I were to mess with a PS4 today for my Docker container, I would hand off that shit and let my AI guy Steve handle it. Bro, why did you name your AI guy Steve?
Bro, that is verbatim what I told Adder earlier, for what it's worth.
As I continue to try to brute force folder permissions after you repeatedly told me it wasn't the move.
I literally was like, Adder, if you're setting this up from the beginning, you need to just like let the AI take the wheel, because it's probably just going to go better. And like, I totally understand his desire to like want to understand it. And especially if you're talking about like a NAS and your data and your game project and stuff like that, like very important to like feel confident in what's going on with it. But like, that's how I would be doing it. That's for sure. And I would just kind of be like leaning on the idea that like the AI is kind of always going to be there moving forward, and it's only going to get better from here. And like, if I can't figure it out now, I'm definitely not going to be able to later, and it's going to definitely be able to. So yeah.
Did I read P4 as PS4 for some reason? I feel my brain was on PS4. God damn it. Whatever. I know what Perforce is. I've consumed a 12-pack and a whole bowl of edibles, and all I got was a partially working P4 instance with no auto backups. Hell yeah, are you doing it right, bro? Welcome to the indie club. Happy to try to help you on Discord voice or something. Yeah, actually, Adder, Omni is goated at that shit. He's definitely the guy you
already connected them. They've been talking in DMs.
Very good. Yeah,
this is your guy who's going to help you. Yeah.
No, dude, Omni's a fucking genius at that shit. Anime, what's up, brother? Celebrating my 2-year mod anniversary? Nice, man. Make sure you get your burnout timeouts in, dude, to celebrate. Just make sure you untime him out. I do have PS4 brain, yeah. Well, I was talking about like consoles and like Ni no Kuni and all that, and I was like, why did I read that as PS4? That statement didn't make sense to me. I just read the shit on the teleprompter, guys. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. I think I have the backup sorted. I just need to spend another session building out an Alpine container to handle automated command lines, because cron tab wipes itself during device restart. I'll keep you updated though. Thank you, dude. Nice. I named him Steve from the Clone Guy and Multiplicity. Actually, that's a good reference, Omni. I approve of that one. That's a good Keaton movie. Codex was insistent that it merge my work P4 and personal P4 because the work P4 was already functioning, then tried to run a clear directory command on both and went back to manual. Yeah, dude, Codex is wilding out for that.
I think you maybe just need to take a firmer hand with it, like put it in its place a little bit. You're like, listen here.
Yeah,
I'm in charge. You don't make the decisions around here. You don't second guess my ideas. If I tell you I want to do something, you just fucking do it. Like, I've definitely said that to mine in so many words. So
Anime, you missed out on the brief moment that I touched on Kool-Aid pineapple, and no one bit. No one wanted to talk about it. That might be something that might be too fresh of a meme.
And now he's trying again.
Yeah, he is. Well, he I mean, I wasn't. He is. Bludgeon your codex with a spiked bat. I don't think you have to abuse it, Omni. Like spray bottle, you know? Just shoot it with the spray bottle when it's eating your plants, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, and it doesn't have feelings, so like you just have to be like, don't do that. And it'll just be like, all right, sounds good. So.
Yeah, there you go, Adder. Hey, listen, buddy. This is a coaching session. We need to sit down. You're not hitting your performance goals. I need some new OKRs. I just run /goal in Codex and tell it to ask me any questions you have before starting. Adder literally said, I'm the captain now, and it went aye. Nice, dude. Okay. I said Evo like 9 million times. What else do we have here? I don't know if you guys, like, chat's popping a little bit now, but there's going to be a Euro only Switch 2. If anyone doesn't have a Switch 2 yet, that's going to have a replaceable battery. So if anyone's interested, you might be able to cop a Switch 2 from Europe that might have more like consumer friendly functionality than the current Switch 2 we get in North America. Omni says, I think the key to your perms backup problem would be to make sure that the backup process is as root. The other thing you can do is create a Docker container also linked to the same volume that is running at root, so it can back up the volume and put whatever you want, and you can run it at the same container set as your P4. Yo, I should have it talk to me like a pirate. That'd be fun. I had it give me Gen Z slang for a little bit last night. Lots of for real fam. The setup is whacked. Dude, I think that would be very annoying to me. Will the EU Switch be region locked? That's a good question, Turning Cog. I don't know. Let me look. Let me see what this shit says.
I don't think Switches are region locked currently, are they?
They might be. I mean, that was like an old console thing where they would be like PAL or...
I know Xboxes definitely aren't now, but I don't know about the other ones.
Okay, so it looks like in 2027, Nintendo has to be compliant if they want to sell in EU. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is like an environmental impact type of a law for EU. They have to have safe removal from appliances, collection, and recycling. Trying to see here. I mean, I need to just look at something else. Are EU switches region locked? No, they're not region locked, says Copilot. Switch game cards are not region locked, with the exception of those in China. Interesting. I didn't know that. So you can play games from any region on a Switch you bought in Europe, US, Japan, or elsewhere, unless you're in China. So yeah, I guess if you guys want a like potentially more robust, it might be really hard to get those batteries. I don't know, but you could potentially get a Switch 2 in 2027 that has replaceable batteries, which is kind of cool because like I know now I didn't use my first gen Switch or whatever for probably like a year, and I was worried that that thing was going to be dead as fuck, but it totally worked fine after I just let it charge for like an hour, and then it was good to go. But I was reading some online threads about people saying that their Switch was like not powering on after they didn't use it for a while. And pretty much everyone was like, yeah, you have to send it to either Nintendo or like find a third-party repair shop. And I was like, I don't want to fucking do any of that.
Yeah, because if lithium-ion batteries go all the way dead,
yep.
if you try to charge them, they don't charge. Nothing will happen. You have to like do something special to kind of like jumpstart them, basically.
Omni, I think that's good advice. So, Adder, careful telling AI to talk to you in a certain way. You'll tell it to stop, and then a week later, it'll start doing it again. Oh, no.
Yeah, mine says clean to me all the time, and I tell it not to, and it does it anyway. And I never told it to. Like, that one didn't come from me. It just, like, for whatever reason, thinks that's, like, it's slang or something.
A sassy little bastard, dude. You should be like, you're being very unprofessional. Stop saying clean.
I'll just be like, I've asked it repeatedly, like, why are you doing that? And it'll just be like, sorry, I'll stop. And it never explains to me why it's doing it, which I also think is really weird. But like, I don't know.
Oh man, that's so funny. You guys are having a conversation about P4. I want to include other people in chat, so I will get back to it in just a second. I assume if they have replaceable batteries, the rest of it will have new security screws. I don't think they were that hard to get out. It's just that the way the Switch is built, everything's very, very compact and like tight in there. And like, I would be concerned that someone would just break that shit. Does Switch have the triangle screws? Honestly, I don't know, Tony. Yeah, if you try to fight the credentials in the host, you're going to lose. You have to think fourth dimensionally and create a container map to that volume, so you're guaranteed that you're accessing it at root. And you can use codecs to write an export script that backs it up whenever you want with SCP, SSH, or SMB, etc.
Oh, yeah, man, just think fourth dimensionally.
Yeah, obviously. Get out of here on me with that. Talk about think fourth dimensionally. That's crazy, bro. Some Gen 1 Switches did, some didn't. Not sure about Switch 2. I've got both. Like, I could go grab them and look at them, but I don't know that I care all that much. I could probably like Google. Let's see. Yes. Switch models, to protect internal components from unauthorized access, they have 3-winged recess that only fits a matching tri-wing screwdriver, making it difficult to remove with improvised tools. Design choice by Nintendo. They're listed as Y0000, Y00, Y1.5 as like the fastener types. Interesting. I didn't know that. Big companies love skirting right to repair. I mean, that's why we have the, or they're talking about the EU only model for the Switch, is because like there's laws that are like, you can't do this. Tony, why'd you go hands up?
Oh, I just hit save and it moved all this shit around.
Classic. I need to be Johnny Depp in Transcendence. I guess so, dude. I keep forgetting to watch that adder. What else do we have here? Let me go pull up some links. I see, Tony, you threw a couple articles in here about the retired people gamer market.
Just a couple of different like gamer demographic things that reminded me of like the stuff you say about like people playing Candy Crush and shit all the time. So I thought
you wanted me to get riled up about these?
Yeah, I mean, look at them and talk about it.
Okay, so there's an analytics firm called, it was ESA. Let me see who this is specifically. So this is in Variety. Oh my God, it's playing ads for me. I don't want to watch Only Murders in the Building, guys. Skip ad. There we go. Okay. Entertainment Software Association, which is, they've been around for a long time. 2/3 of Americans play an hour or more of video games per week. So here's the thing. My wife really likes a show called 1% Club. And there was a question that was like, there are 3 languages spoken in this imaginary country. 80% of people speak blah language. 70% of people speak blah other language. What percentage of the population speaks both? So a simple math question that you have to figure out to get to 100%. What I don't like about this statistic that they're talking about in Variety is they're including all people who play more than an hour a week, which is much closer to an actual gamer. And people who play an hour a week are not gamers. I'm sorry, guys. They are not. Like, if you play Candy Crush while you're taking a shit, you're not a gamer. You're never going to buy a real game. Like, the chances of you getting there to buy like Elden Ring are very low. So when we have these conversations about, the broad audience and like, why is no one making games for retired people? Like, what are you talking about? What would the game be? What games do retired people want to play? Like that it's crazy. Let's see.
Yeah, and it talks about how like gamers are getting older, and you make a good point, and it's like, yeah, they're just gonna want to play the same games they've been playing the whole time. Like gamers want to play good games. Like I feel like there's not like games for retired people that like suddenly people who are not gamers are gonna start playing.
Ooh, Omni, I like that. I like the police reference there. Kind of reminds me of how everyone used to think we'd all be in flying cars by now when they imagine the future. Yeah. That is a good show, though. Are you talking about Transcendence, Brightside? Graham, that's just a helicopter. Graham, what are you talking about? The thing that I mentioned about old gamers and like why is no one making games for old gamers? So I want to read this quote here. Back in February, Machine Games head, this is funny to me. The dude's name is Jerk Gustafson, which is great. Emphasized to gamesindustry.biz that the video games market still has room to grow. I'm 54 years old now, and I grew up with games, but I think I was also the first generation that grew up with games. So when I'm going into retirement, when I'm 70, that should be the peak. That should be the peak of our install base. Like, this is a wild statement. Like, that guy needs to make games for himself then. Make games that a 7-year-old wants to play. Like, I don't even know what kinds of games are they going to want to play? There's plenty of elderly people on Twitch who are, famous for like getting into games and playing like Elden Ring or Counter-Strike or, Call of Duty or like Arma. Like, they're playing the games. Like, what do you mean? That's what I don't understand about this. This is why I always decry like big data in making decisions for the industry. That's how you get games as a service being pushed by, big developers with AAA budgets and stuff. Like, it's foolish. Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, it is a good show, Brightside. I was just talking shit. Old people play solitaire online before trying games. Yeah, or like Minesweeper. They click on the games thing on their PC and they're like, what's in here? Minesweeper and solitaire? All right, cool, whatever. No, about Transcendence and what they imagined AI would be like effectively. I see. See, I don't know anything about Transcendence. I feel like I haven't seen it. It's not familiar to me or like triggering memories. But yeah, no, real talk, Brightside, like Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez have very good screen chemistry. It's good. It's a good show. Let's see. Okay. Games industry has been slow to serve the growing ranks of gray gamers. I don't like that turn of phrase. You have more and more players that are older, maybe 40, 50, 60 years old. Yeah, I'm 42 and I still play new games that are targeting the youths. Like, because I like to play video games. If that's your hobby, you should get into the hobby, not be like, make stuff for me because I don't know what these are. Like, that's the weirdest take on the statistic for me. Let's see. Emmanuel Roser, Director of Market Intelligence at Newzoo and the State of the Industry Talk in 2026. Last week's Nordic Game Conference. If they're retired, they have even more money, but nobody's making games for the retired. That's the thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. They're like, these people have money. They want to spend it. We should take their money. Let's make stuff for them. Like, dude, just make good games and people who want to play games will play them. That's the thing. Like, this is the dumbest shit ever. It makes me really mad. It's well known that countries such as the United States, Japan, United Kingdom, and many places in Western Europe have aging populations. Yeah, that's true. Around 13% of the UK population was age 65 or over in 1972. That jumped to 19% in 2022 and is projected to rise to 27% by 2072. Importantly, these older people want to play video games. So let them play video games. What's stopping them? They're talking more numbers here. Let's see. Developers have been ignoring older gamers for the same reason it took them decades to discover women. Bro, what the fuck? The industry has spent 40 years chasing the same narrowly defined audience because it was the safest bet until everyone was chasing it. Imagine if Hollywood only made movies for 18-year-old men. That's roughly the bet games have been making. That's not correct. It's absolutely not correct. Yeah, thank you, Queen Anne. All capital what? This is crazy. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, they should just fucking play video games if they want to. This is the craziest assumption that is like, they want to play video games. We just don't make video games they want to play. What are you talking about? Video games are bigger than Hollywood. Like, I do not understand that. Yes, I agree, Queen Anne. The comment about discovering women is shitty. My wife plays Tarkov. That's not a game designed for women. She fucking loves that game. Come on. Like, it's that shit is very frustrating to me. And I think insensitive to recognizing that a gamer is a gamer regardless of who they identify as. Like, people who play games play games. I played D2 in my 40s and had some friends in their 50s and 60s. See, Anna knows what's up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I love about you guys in this community. You guys are like, this is making me mad. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Turning Cock says,
I knew that one was going to get you.
Yeah, it was a good one, Tony. Turning Cock says, I'd like to discover women. Where do I find them? I'm going to tell Bun Bun you said that, dude. You're in trouble. You are in trouble. Okay, so the opportunity is substantial. The 40+ segment in the US is on track to grow from 19 billion to 43 billion by 2030. These are players with the most disposable income. Like, this is such a gross conversation. The longest gaming literacy and the highest brand loyalty. They're also the least visible in the industry's dashboards because the metrics are built around younger players who compete frequently. Older lifelong gamers don't, but they keep playing and they keep spending. What the fuck are these guys even talking about? Bear in mind, most of these people in this article are not playing games. They are professional analysts of market segments. That's the thing that is ruining this industry. What needs to change is the industry's mindset. An entire generation has now grown up playing video games and is aging into a life stage where they have time, money, and the desire to keep playing. I mean, guys, you guys here in chat, there's a lot of you who are around my age who still fucking play games, and we play real games. We play good games. I do not understand what this conversation is about. We need to start having, yeah, exactly, Anna, EU. We need to start having little courses on game literacy and address the fact that the biggest reason people don't game is because they're frustrating to them. Make a game that teaches game literacy. There's your ticket. Yep. I totally agree with that, Queen Anne. Yeah. Like, when I meet someone, which I do frequently, especially like when I'm at the gym, just shooting the shit with random people, and they're like, oh, you make video games. That's cool. Do you have any recommendations? I don't go, this is a good game. I go, what kind of games do you like to play? What kind of experience are you looking for? Because a lot of people, you know, in between the age of like 30 and 50 are definitely like, video games are kind of cool. I want to like check them out. So I try to look at like the type of experience they're looking for, and then I make recommendations based on that. I'm not just like, play this game, it's a good game, and like the game is like Valorant or Counter-Strike, 2. Like that would be crazy to get someone who's never played a game before into those games. So yeah, it's I don't know. This shit is infuriating. Let's see. An entire generation, blah, blah, blah. The first publishers to actually see this player will capture a structural advantage. These guys are talking about like how to make the most money. This is so fucking gross to me. The rest will arrive 10 years late, exactly like they did with women. What the fuck, dude? Okay, let me see. Who's the guy who said this? I want to give you guys the name. Analyst Joost van Drunen, CEO of Eldora and former head of Superdata. This is who this guy is. This is the guy saying this shit. It's in industry analyst. It's a business analyst. That's what he does for a living. This guy doesn't fucking understand what he's talking about. Yeah, exactly, Queen Anne. What does it mean to arrive 10 years late with women? Fucking absurd. Like, honestly, borderline offensive commentary. Yo, what's up, Artificial Sky? How you doing, brother? Yo, you got to keep playing this game. It's life-changing. League of Legends. Yeah, exactly. Can we get a ban on Tony? Obvious troll. I mean, okay, guys. League of Legends is a good game. I'm just going to say that. I've played plenty of League. It's great. I don't even want to know, Queen Anne. That's really offensive. Yeah, it is, Anna. I fully support that. Like, it's fucking offensive. Like, I don't, guys, this is so irritating. Okay, so now they have a segment called Catering for the Older Crowd. Veteran analyst Matthew Ball, who was installed as Xbox's new chief strategy officer, last month told the game business back in February that the industry isn't doing a good job of engaging older players outside of casual mobile games. We're definitely losing that cohort. I don't think you ever had that cohort, bro. He suspects that older gamers are likely to take big breaks between play sessions, and part of the issue is that games generally aren't good at reorienting players when they come back after a break. Okay, that's kind of a fair comment. That's true, but gamers learn how to do that, right? There's a mismatch between the general investment in tutorials for the first few minutes relative to where actually the player loss happens. Queen Anne goaded for saying that. We need to teach game literacy. Absolutely. That's the problem. That's exactly what he's talking about. Most games don't lose players after 30 minutes. They lose them much later. You put the controller down and you don't come back. And that's partly because the map has expanded. The tools have expanded. You're like, holy crap, the skill tree. What did I have to prioritize? That, I suspect, is going to be a lot more important for that older gamer demo. Partly because when there's user testing, it's usually not asking how hard is it. How hard is boss 9 for a 58-year-old? That's really fucking condescending. Who hasn't touched a controller in over 2 weeks? You should not approach it that way. You should not
I don't want to play the game that's tuned around that. Are you kidding me?
No, nobody wants that game. You go, how hard is it? How hard is boss 9 for a player, not 58-year-old, who hasn't touched a controller in over 2 weeks? That's a valid question when you're building a game and designing a game. But saying a 58-year-old is really fucking rude. Because you're making assumptions. You're like, oh, a 58-year-old is like stupid, or they don't have the attention span, or they can't play a game that they set down for 2 weeks. Like, the fuck are you saying, man? How will the older crowd play games? When we ask, what will people be playing next year, we're perhaps asking the wrong question. Says Larry Cooperman, who is vice president of business development at remake specialist Night Dive Studios, until retiring in March. I think the question that should come up first is, what will we be playing it on? I mean, that's kind of a valid question. He's considering like platform strategy, though. He reckons it's unlikely that gray gamers, which is condescending, I do not like that turn of phrase, will be playing on heavily spec'd out PCs or next-gen consoles, especially given the huge hardware price rises we've seen as of late. If you look at the types of games that people can play on ordinary machines, on the kind of machine that grandma and grandpa have at home that still has... Oh my God, this is fucking offensive. If you look at the types of games that people can play on ordinary machines, on the kind of machine that grandma and grandpa have at home that still has AOL dial-up, I shouldn't say that, but close. But if you look at that, there are really two categories that are going to benefit. Dude, you're a fucking idiot for saying that. Saying that someone who's, 58 years old or grandma and grandpa has dial-up internet is absurd in 2026. I want to read you guys' comments real quick.
My grandpa uses AOL with his fiber internet, to be fair.
But he has fiber internet. He doesn't have a dial-up connection. Has to be offensive so that people discuss it. So, Graham, this is industry insider shit. This is not meant for public discourse, which is really weird. Like, this article's in Game Industry Biz and Variety. So, like, that's the weird thing. This is like... business leaders in the game industry are reading this shit. The typical gamer is not reading this because they don't fucking care about like analyst projections for the future of the industry, right? This is like a business journal. Yeah, thank you, Marengo. The gray gamer comment is super fucking offensive. That's a good point. Buried it in there. Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Brightside. Tomb Raider was a real OG IP. Samus is a female badass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Artificial Sky, Cuphead journalism. Lampshading the fact that it's a bad take by saying it's a bad take. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, Queen Anne. Okay, someone go slap this douchebag. Anna's getting fired up. What's up, Wix? AOL has shut down, did it not? I think you can still use it for like as an email client, but it's
yeah, we always joke that he's got to be one of like 10 paying customers that they still have or something. Like,
Admittedly, like 10 years ago, my dad had an Earthlink email address, which is really fucking funny to me. But I mean, he doesn't use that anymore. He like sends texts and shit. Like he's fine. Yes, it's absolutely ageism, artificial sky butterfly. I see what you did there. Good meme. You get analysts out of touch just like anyone else. Graham, I think, you know, you're not always around in the channel. You haven't been around super long, but this is something that I've been complaining about since like the big flop, the big AAA games as a service flops started happening like 2 years ago. I was saying the reason this happens is because the people running these studios sign a deal with investors and publishers and say, look at all this data. We can get this much money out of it. And then you have a game like Concord come out of the, you know, reach the market dead on arrival. And that game gets shut down 2 weeks after it fucking launched. And then the studio goes completely under within 3 weeks. Like that's what this conversation leads to. So these guys are doing it to themselves. It's fucking stupid. Brightside uses AOL. You've got mail, brother. Concentration of the isms in one article. Yeah, exactly, Anna. This is a crazy article, Tony. where my GeoCity email bros at? Hell yeah, dude. Okay, I'm going to keep reading this because this shit goes on for a while, guys, and I think it gets more infuriating. Okay, so one is games like Roblox, which run on low-powered devices and are essentially platforms in themselves. I don't see them penetrating into that demographic. Yeah, because they don't want to play with a bunch of fucking 8-year-olds. Like that's why. They don't want to play a multiplayer online game with 8-year-olds. They want to play a game by themselves. Like I keep saying, you know, single player games are like, it's the biggest advantage to electronic entertainment. You can play a single player game. Think about it like this, guys. A tabletop game or a traditional game that is like, you know, playing card based or a board game, there aren't any that are single player. Video games were the first way for someone to play a game by themselves and have a full rich experience with like, you know, programmed enemies that react a certain way. You can develop a skill all on your own and like get into a game and like have a good time and a full rich experience, right? So video games uniquely do that. We have to lean more into that instead of this always online social bullshit. And I would argue that the reason why they're not capturing gray gamers is because gray gamers don't want to fucking deal with kids screaming in their ears. They want to play a good single player game. You know, I'm pretty sure on this website on Twitch, we've got the Elden Ring grandma, you know, who played the whole fucking game on her own. Like, she's fine. She was playing a good game. You guys are still going on the email sites. This is fucking funny. Messaging you on ICQ. I really like co-op because I can choose who I'm experiencing that world with. Exactly, Turning Cog. Like friends list co-op, couch co-op, single player game. That's the strength. Grandma Skyrim. That's it, Anna. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. That's the strength of video games. Like, that's the experience they want to have. They're new, you know? If they're new gamers, they don't want to dive into the fucking pool with, like, you know, cracked out Adderall, like, 15-year-olds that are playing at a very highly competitive level. Like, they don't want to do that. That's not fun. It's not fun for anyone, you know? Her name is Shirley. That's cool, Anna. Admittedly, I don't watch a lot of Twitch, guys, like, if at all. There was a time period where I did, but I don't anymore. A trillion? Hell yeah, dude. Adderall, got to be something there. Yeah, I like it, Tony. It's Adder's new health tonic. It solves all your ails. Adderall. Okay. So talking about why, like, yeah, old people aren't going to play Roblox, you know, but they could. But that brings you down to other categories that have been growing, like cozy games, casual games, and retro. Retro has an advantage in that the audience and that you don't need the latest computer. That's false. Retro games' advantage are that they are single-player experiences first. He also thinks there's an opportunity to rekindle brands or IPs, this is disgusting, that appeal to an older demographic, giving examples of Night Dives, remasters of Turok, Blood, and Star Wars Dark Forces. These are brands that will resonate with the community. I don't want to say that if you say to somebody over 65, oh, it's a Souls-like, they won't understand what you're talking about, But if you mention Star Wars, they go, yes, I know that brand. Like, bro, you are so fucking condescending. This is crazy. This next section is called Come Back to What You Know. Andrew, I don't know how to say his last name, Byatt, Byatt. I know there's no L in there, but I just wanted to say some Russian. CEO of Blaze Entertainment, the makers of retro-focused Evercade console family, says that a lot of the company's customers are returning to gaming after a long time away. We find there's a lot of lapsed gamers. That's because games fucking suck, dude. Like, a lot of the big budget games are bad, and if you're not like on Steam, you know, looking at what the next hot indie game is, or checking out Twitch and like seeing what content creators are playing, like, traditional games journalism is failing this entire segment. Like, that's the disconnect. Like, older gamers who want to game are not, they're going to go to like a traditional news site to try to look up shit. They're not going to go watch Twitch and be like, oh, this is a popular game, this looks cool. They're not going to watch a YouTube Let's Play. Like, that's just not what they're doing. They really want to re-experience stuff that they did when they were younger. I disagree with that. I don't know a lot of older people who want to just live in nostalgia land forever. I think that's fucked. He thinks this group is underserved. If all developers are focusing on these huge cinematic experiences and they're aiming at teenagers and people in their early 20s, that kind of age group, then I think they're missing a trick. I mean, he's kind of right on that, like, but they're fundamentally misunderstanding why people play games in the first place.
He's like saying that Gavin quote that I was telling you about, where like stories will eventually fall out of fashion, but mechanics are forever. But he's like saying it for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
it's like exactly. What you're saying is right, but like your reason for saying it is stupid.
So I think, if anything, guys, this article is showcasing the point that I have been trying to make when I talk about how you get a business leader that handles a brand like Nike or Coca-Cola and comes over to the game industry to try to make, you know, a new fortune in a new vertical that is rapidly rising, applying old business techniques, looking at massive, you know, big data for market analytics and making decisions based off of that without truly understanding their customer base and without understanding the products that they're working on. Okay, I'm going to throw this at cars real quick because I know some of you guys understand that. If you ever get a mechanic that goes, cars are the same, it doesn't matter if it's German or Japanese or American, cars are cars, that dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And while there are parts that are all relatively the same, they're not all built to the same specifications and industry, you know, standards or whatever, mechanical standards. Like, there are nuanced differences with everything. And so this type of person is being like, games is games. I don't play them, but there's a lot of money to be made here. And like, that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. He adds that in addition to their inbuilt brand recognition, retro games tend to have an advantage for the older crowd in terms of the relative brevity when compared with modern titles. Strong disagree. I think retro games tend to be longer than brand new titles, especially like a COD campaign that's 10 hours, right? Older players might have a more disposable income. Again, they're talking about how there's a lot of money with these older players. How do we get them in here? I find that disgusting. I understand that that's a part of business and you have to look at like where money is and then chase a market there. I get that. But like, reducing a demo to a disposable income amount is fucking wild. Older players might, but they may have less time. They've got busy jobs and everything else. You're talking about retired people. What the fuck are you saying? They have more time. Retro experiences are good for that. I would disagree. Like, if you're playing a retro experience that has like really tight controls and unforgiving execution, that's not a great entry point. Like Cooperman, he reckons the older generation might not necessarily be rushing out to buy expensive gaming hardware, which is why Blaze offers affordable entry-level devices. Oh, this guy's glazing his own bullshit that he sells. This is the pocket handheld emulator thing. I think that's important for this crowd because they might not be super committed hardcore gamers. I mean, yeah, they won't be when they start out if they're discovering the hobby, but they can get into it and they'll be totally fine. Importantly, he thinks there's a missed opportunity when it comes to making gaming's rich back catalog more widely available. I've always had a bit of frustration with the difference between gaming and music and film. Music and film so well curated and accessible, and you can find almost everything from every year using different services. I think gaming just really hasn't done that. I mean, this guy's squeezing blood from a stone. Like this, I view this guy as like, you know, the bricks and minifigs type of a businessman. He's trying to insert himself into something that he doesn't know, and is like, there's an open market here, I'm going to go after it, without understanding what he's even chasing. Yet Bliat emphasizes that retro games aren't the only way to tempt the older crowd. There's also room for new developers. Retro is obviously a natural fit for these types of games, but we do have modern retro as well. What the fuck is modern retro? That's literally an oxymoron by definition. We publish stuff from people developing for old systems that are still doing that today. We also have some indie stuff, which is very retro themed, but I think that there is certainly a growing market and they've got more money. Okay, I'm going to catch up on you guys real quick. This next section is no Twitch shooters, which I think might agree with what I was saying. Night Dive does a good job of remastering games. Boomer shooters from the 90s, 2000s, $40 each. Okay. Sweet. Brands, idea, make fun game. They remade System Shock and UE5 and it feels good. Yeah, profit, buzzwords. Totally. Microtransactions, yep. Boomer games equal TV. I think you're kind of right on that, bright side, actually. I need some of that right now. Extreme lock-in mode, the endless things I can work on with indie dev projects has my ADD on rapid fire. Fuck yeah, or get after it. Yeah, take it easy, bro. You're probably already gone, but appreciate you. Have you ever seen a boomer's face when a TV's on and it's glued to the screen, just like our generation's phone and the next generation's iPad? Yeah, absolutely, Brightside. You know, my mom is literally a boomer. So I've watched TV with her and she like cannot do anything else. It fully captures her attention. Boomers be spinning on them casinos. That's true. What's next? Are they going to bring back password saves? Because that's what we remember games having. So we need to use our handy dandy notebook. Yeah, exactly. Turning cog. Boomers don't care about games because their entertainment is the TV. We have time for games because we don't watch TV like that, Jen. Yes, absolutely. When I watch TV, I'm usually playing a game at the same time. Okay. Of note, the kinds of marketing that appeal to younger demographic, like viral TikTok campaigns and glitzy video showcases, this is what I was saying, might not necessarily cut through to older audiences. Email is still the most powerful marketing tool for us. That's crazy. Our email list is gold. It's how we reach customers. It's more powerful on our social media channels. Direct email marketing is a crazy thing to advocate for. So this next section is called No Twitch Shooters. Jack Emmert, who rejoined MMO maker Cryptic Studios as CEO earlier this year, thinks there's a huge opportunity to target older gamers. Give me a 50-year-old every day over a teen. The 50-year-old has disposable income. The 50-year-old is coming to a point where they have time. They want their childhood back. I'm 57 and I still game. I'm going to game in 10 years and probably in another 10 years. But he thinks that the types of games that he will play will change as he gets older, and games will have to be designed to accommodate the abilities and desires of older players. I can't do Twitch games for more than 30 minutes at a time. Soft. He goes, because my hands hurt. That means that when I'm designing games, I'm going to be thinking about that. And I'm going to be thinking about, well, what does a 60-year-old want to play? Okay, this guy's taking the right approach. He's making games for himself. I think that's the right way to go. What moment in the past do they want to recapture? I think that's a wrong angle to go for. And to me, that is vital. Perhaps ironically, the fast-paced 1980s arcade games that have big appeal to players who remember them from their youth are also some of the most difficult for them to play. No shit. But Emmert points out that there are plenty of retro titles that don't require fast reflexes. That's where old-style RPGs are great, like Baldur's Gate. That's, bro, like you are way off. 1980s arcade is not Baldur's Gate. Yeah, when it comes to accommodating the needs of older players, Emmert thinks the biggest thing that is holding the industry back is that there's so few game designers in the 50-plus age bracket. That's real. That's actually very real. I think all of us are here in our chat. So there are no elder statesmen, and I think that has hurt the industry tremendously. We lose tons of experience constantly because gaming is always focused into a younger demographic. That conclusion, I think, is wrong. And I don't know whether they consciously do it or it's subconscious, but it's just a fact. Emmert thinks that the majority of people making games are young themselves and don't necessarily think of an older audience when making them. It's that simple. That is true. I will agree with that. Give me those 60-year-olds who watch Star Trek, the original series. Come on now, or come on down. Play Star Trek Online with me. Okay, so that's what he's been working on. All right, so I want to go to that comment of because gaming is always focused into a younger demographic, and I don't know why we're losing these elder statesmen. in my experience, and I know Adder left, but I'm sure that he would agree. The older people working in games stopped playing games because they sacrificed their youth to focus on work. They move into managerial positions. They start looking at big data analytics. They're focused on raising their families. Those are the things that are more important to them. It's not playing games anymore. So they don't know how to make games for themselves because they're making games for other people and they don't even play those games. There are so many people at Bungie, especially of an older age group, like over 35, that didn't play Destiny. And they were in leadership positions, like all of them. I'm not even saying something weird or surprising. It's famous for Destiny players to have seen like Pete Parsons' fucking hunter loadout, and he was using like an Arc Strider exotic with like Night Stalker subclass. The dude was the CEO of the studio that made the game, and he didn't even understand the class synergy with exotics. So like, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. They do not care about the games that they're making. They care about making money, raising their families, doing fancy rich people shit. So like, it's fucking crazy. Like this is case in point of how these people do not understand their audience. They don't understand the medium, and they're indexing off of big data and making massive mistakes that are harming the business and the industry as a whole. Let's see. Brightside was saying a bunch of shit, which is great. We have time for games because we don't watch TV like that generation. Nobody talked to me when Antiques Roadshow was on. I mean, like, I think that's like partially true, Brightside, but like, okay, so my mother-in-law likes to watch specific shows, but she doesn't like watch TV. I got her to play a bunch of shit in VR and she had a fucking great time. She was good at it. She was having a good time. Like, she just took to it naturally. What was that fucking like fantasy adventure game we were playing where you had to shoot bows and shit like that?
Dungeons of Eternity?
Yes. Dude, I had her play Dungeons of Eternity and she fucking beat the first level with no coaching from me. I couldn't even see what she was looking at. She's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, pick up your bow, hold this button, like touched her hand to be like, here's your trigger. So just reach down, hold the trigger. And she's like, how do I shoot an arrow? And I was like, take your other one, pick up the arrow, put it in here. And I was like, now aim that at a skeleton. She's like, this guy's chasing me. And she's like running away from a skeleton. And then she fucking aced the skeleton and then cleared the whole level. She's not a gamer. She's fine. I haven't watched TV in years. I mean, when I'm watching TV, I'm watching some trash most of the time. Like, you know, I'll have like Secret of Skinwalker Ranch on or something like that. But then I watch shows with my wife because like she very much enjoys watching like serial, television shows, which are cool. I like those. There's, I have like Game of Thrones on sometimes when I'm like playing a game, shit like that. Tony, did you respond to Brightside? He was saying, what have you been weight painting?
It's like a playground, I guess. Piece of playground equipment.
Yeah, Brightside. My assumption is that this is neighborhood stuff. So like the first level in Dread.
Yeah, I'm trying to see about doing some different effects with moving stuff like this around a little bit. I don't know. Seeing if I can figure something out. This is stuff I'm not super good at, so practicing.
Anna was responding to my comment about Pete not understanding how to play the game. I do want to throw this out there. Deej got roasted for playing and being bad at the game, but he fucking understood the game. He was bad at the game. He knew that. He played with experienced players, would get carried through raids and stuff like that. But Deej was a good guy. Like, he genuinely played the game and cared about it. He mostly played with his Halo group, like his social group when they all played Halo together. And so, like, I think Deej caught an unfair roasting for that. My mother-in-law ruthlessly destroyed you in Words with Friends. Bro, she is a savage at like older style games. Like, she's crazy good at that shit. Like, I will not play Words with Friends with my wife or my mother-in-law. Impossible. It's like you just get bodied and you're like, how the fuck did you do that? They're super good at those things. My mother, who'd be 76 if she's alive, Loves to play the old Harry Potter games and The Sims. She used to have her own PC and played through the night. Fuck yeah, Anna. Absolutely. Artificial Sky says old people love the Wii. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, motion controls are a lot more intuitive. When you're on a gamepad and you're doing this is very, very difficult muscle memory to build up. And it requires like months of training before you can like actually navigate with a twin stick gamepad. Keyboard and mouse is a lot easier. And as weird as that might be, I would encourage older people who want to get into games to, if they don't have that muscle memory or gamer skill, to start with a keyboard and mouse, because if you get them set up right, you can catch on really fast. Yeah, cool. I gotta have a Wii. I'll be right back, Tony. All right, I'm back. So yeah, guys, like I know that you guys are gonna agree with me because I know the ages of a lot of you in chat in real life. I was thinking about this. I was talking about how people who make games and do that for like their whole life, they're like, I can't play this anymore. You know, I'm just not good. I'm old. I lost the reflexes. That's absolute bullshit. I like there was a conversation around difficulty level of the Whisper in Destiny, and they're like, this is too hard. Like we can't do this. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't have the same reflexes, and they'd be like, you don't understand because you're young, and I'm like, I'm literally 6 years older than you. What are you fucking talking about? And they would think I was like lying about that for some reason. I literally had to pull my ID out, and I was like, look, I'm this old. What the fuck are you talking about? They're like, how are you that old? Is that a fake ID? I'm like, I'm old, man. I don't fucking look old, but I'm old. And I was like, your bullshit excuses are like not real. And I'm like, if you want to make these types of comments and like argue with me about difficulty level, at least come correct and be like, my priority is not to play, 20 hours of Destiny a week and be really good at this game. I don't want to do hardcore end game content. And then I go, I had this conversation with Lars Backen because he was like, we should try to figure out a way to make this easier. And I was like, respectfully, dude, it's not for you. I was like, I think you can get good enough to beat this, but it's not meant for you. It's meant for the very hardcore, really invested Destiny player. And he was like, that's a good point. And he's like, I hear you. I agree with you. And I support it. And I was like, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And I was like, I put the time in. I make sure that I'm still good. Admittedly, guys, I haven't played a game on sticks, like a reflex shooter on sticks in probably like a year. So I'd probably be sloppy right now. But keyboard and mouse, I'm fine. It's easy to retain that. Mans came back from the toilet with some thoughtful insight. Yeah, dude. I'm fired the fuck up, bro. Why is the bathroom so good for ideas? I took a minute to like stop talking and like collect my thoughts. I think that's why. Yeah, exactly. Artificial sky. Skill issue, get good. It's always I'm always bad at jumping puzzles. Had to be carried in my first Whisper. Carrying people in 0 hour. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's sick, Anna. Imagine doubting someone's stated age. Yeah, dude, it was crazy, Marengo. Yeah, solo Whisper gamers indeed, Artificial Sky. And for what it's worth, like I don't know if you guys remember this, but the opening weekend of Whisper, I stood out in the public bubble by myself and would message people and see if they wanted to run. I did the same thing with 0 hour, and I would hard carry people through it and get them the gun and like success. Marengo, I'm mostly fucking with you, bro. If you want to be 50 on the internet, you can be 50, bro. You use a lot of conflicting ideas in the things you type. Don't feel a day over 22. Yo, same. Earlier in the stream, I was like, my mental, like the way I see myself as a human being is like between the ages of like 18 and 25 or something like that, right? I do not feel 42. And I was saying like physical health is a part of that. Like I'm in great shape and I feel like I'm in my 20s still. Anna, the jumping puzzles were like they were meant to be hard, so I understand. But that's why I designed it. So I think that's the thing is like I got that so many times from people that were like over the age of 30 who made video games. They were like, I don't play video games anymore. I can't keep up with these kids, man. I'm old. My reflexes don't hold up. Illuminous, not to directly call you out, but I think that you are a fucking perfect example of an elder gamer who has not slipped one bit. I think if anything, you've gotten better at shooters over the years. So like Illuminous still plays fucking competitive Halo and shit. Like bro was Onyx and all that stuff, like very highly rated. Like he's not fucking around with shooters. He's got good skills. And he's older than me, by a few years. So like that's awesome. It just proves like if you stop gaming, you will lose some skill. And that's the mistake that these business leaders are making. They're like, well, I do other shit now. I don't have time for that. And they make an excuse of like, I can't keep up with these kids. That's fucking stupid. You just got to put the time in and you choose not to. I rage quit games because of jumping puzzles before D2. Well, I appreciate that you fought through it, Anna. I'm sorry. I do feel bad. Do you remember the story, Anna, from a couple of years ago where I was talking about the dude I met at Guardian Con when I did the talk there? There was this huge jacked guy, probably in his like late 20s, early 30s, like bodybuilder type, like massive dude. And he's like, he came up to me like relatively aggressively at first. He's like, what the fuck did you make this so hard? I had to like use an exploit to get rid of the timer. He's like, you should just delete the timer. That's bullshit. And I let him like rant for a little bit. Then I was like, hey man, respectfully, like I spent my time, like I was like, so let me explain to you how I balance the difficulty. I was like, I built all the combat encounters and, was overseeing design on the jumping puzzle stuff. And I was like, but I made sure that I could play it by myself first. And I was like, I have a lot more practice than you do. And he's like, I couldn't beat it on the first time. I was like, you weren't supposed to. And, I didn't want you to beat it on the first time. I wanted you to get good at it, practice it, get better at it, make your way through it, gain some knowledge and some skill and feel good about yourself. It's an achievement. And I was like, I believe that I could do it and I'm not the best player. So I believe that you can do it. I was like, I've played it hundreds of times. You probably played it like maybe less than 10. And he goes, yeah, honestly. He's like, I only went in there 3 times. And I was just pissed off. I wanted to like get the cool gun and I felt stupid and bad. And I was like, it's okay, buddy. I was like, listen, as the guy who made it, I believe that you can do that on your own. And I was like, if you want to just beat it with a squad, just get back in there, bro. Get back in there, work hard at it. If you want any tips or anything, I was like, here's my gamer tag, like whatever. I can talk to you about it and give you advice and like how to get through it. And he was like, thanks, man. Thank you so much. And then he had me sign some shit for him. So it was cool. No one's got time to train cranking 90s in Fortnite. I agree with that, Marengo. I do not enjoy Fortnite at all. That shit ain't for me. It's a good game. I just don't like it. I don't know. What do you play, Marengo? as another resident old man gamer? What are you on right now? Like, what's your favorite shit, or like, what do you play most nights? You could even say a genre if you don't want to, like, box yourself into one game. I'm currently playing. So I play a lot of different games all the time. Just it helps me with game design. So I'm playing Everything is Crab. You're playing Unk Raiders? Nice, dude. I'm playing Everything is Crab, Eugenics. I really need to finish Death Stranding 2, so that's been like itching at the back of my mind. Hang on, let me see what else I've been playing. Let's go here. Steam, what do you have here? Noita, I've been playing that. Escape from Duckov. Yeah, those 4 are kind of in my rotation right now. Everything is Crab, Noita, Escape from Duckov, and Eugenics. Very different kinds of games. People don't get that it's a learning curve. I felt very bad because a friend carried me in Whisper. I got better because of that feeling. I mean, I like that you stuck it out and fought. And I feel bad that I made something that was really hard for people that wanted to get through it and were frustrated and they were mad at me. Cause like, it's hard to not take that personally, cause I'm like, well, shit, like I want you to feel good about your accomplishment, not feel like I was being a dick and trying to like punish people. I tried really hard to make it not arbitrarily difficult, something along the lines of like, I want to be the guy. Which I think is arbitrarily difficult. There's history, if you look into the making of that game, about him literally just being like, oh, you think this game's too easy? And like getting into an argument with people online and then making the game as hard as possible. Completely insane. And like the way you play that game is you either read a walkthrough or you play it blind and make thousands of mistakes until you fully memorize the game and you execute perfectly. I think that kind of gameplay is weird. So I wanted to make Whisper challenging, but very doable. If you thought about your kit, obviously jumping is really hard. Anna, I took an online friend through the Whisper for her first time, and she could not get through the jumping puzzle, and she was complaining the whole time. So I went, listen, I'm not going to go ahead of you and clear these enemies. I was like, when you make it through the jumping puzzle, then I will kill the combat encounters for you. And she was so mad, but I dragged her kicking and screaming through it. And I was positive. I was encouraging. I was like, there you go. You got it. I would like show her each jump. And I was like, do it this way. Here's how you get there. She was like, this is so fucking stupid. I can't do it. But then when she got it, she was like, yes, I'm the fucking greatest. And I was like, there you go. Let's go. Come on. So like, that's how I tried to do it, is be like, I know this is hard. I'm asking you to do a difficult thing, but I believe in you. And I think you can do this. Just push, you can do it. And so, yeah, I think it probably took us like 15 runs for her to get through it all the way, because I didn't want to just run through it and beat it for her. And then she's like, oh, okay, cool. I got a fucking sniper rifle now that I didn't really like do anything to earn or whatever. Right. Like it was tricky. Yeah, Dark Souls gaming moments. Exactly, Artificial Sky. But admittedly, I don't think the Whisper was anywhere near as hard as any Dark Souls game. I think it was a lot more of a chill experience comparatively. Yeah. And while I say, I'm not the best player, I do understand that I am far better than the average player at FPS. I just am. I've been playing them for like 30 years. So I get that. But I'm not trying to be like, bragging about my own player skill and anything like that. That's not the point. So I intentionally don't be like, oh yeah, I'm actually pretty good at the game, because I don't give a fuck. Like the ego doesn't matter. That's me competing with myself, being like, if I can't beat this, then I'm failing myself. So I'm going to try real hard. I'm going to get better at this thing and overcome it. Yeah, Anna. Learning curve. And then I will say that the baseline was, can you get through this and do it? And then the heroic mode was like, now you got to think about your kit a little bit. Bring some solar weapons, kill the enemies that shoot you with solar energy first, because that's going to be the hardest. Like they're going to hit you way harder than anything else. It was interesting because having those modifiers on changed up the combat puzzles on each heroic week, which was very cool. So like when it was fire, the Hive Knights with their flamethrowers were like super deadly. when it was Void, the Taken Vandals with like that shotgun thing were super deadly. So, and then the flame guys weren't as bad, right? So that was all on purpose. I made sure to use different enemy types in the encounter construction. I have nothing against helping people or if it's too difficult, but for me, I knew it was something that was holding me back for some years and needed to get better. Well, I guess I feel bad, Anna, because you're awesome, and I don't. It makes me feel bad to think that you had a hard time in something that I made in a video game. But if you're saying that it inspired you to get better, that makes me feel good. So I hope that's the case, because that's really what I was aiming for. And if I made you frustrated, like the guy I was talking about, the bodybuilder dude, like I felt bad about that. That means that I didn't do a good job, right? I didn't make the thing the way I thought I made it. And I think that's what I'm trying to get at. That's awesome. I'm glad that I made you a better player. That's very cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to reward the really high skill players, and I wanted to give players a challenge that gave them a good trophy at the end in a very powerful gun, right? And be like, I did this. I got this thing. Obviously, not everyone did it. A lot of people like cheesed it and, bugged the timer. But most people did not. And a lot of people got carried, right? Like there's percentages that did both, but most people that played it did it legitimately. I went for not jumping in Whisper to carry people to get my OG Conqueror title. Nice. So what do you mean when you didn't jump in Whisper? Oh, I see. You started out not being able to complete the jumping puzzle, but then you started carrying people through it so that you could get the Conqueror title. That's sick. Yeah. So, okay. So that does make me feel good. That's exactly what I built the Whisper for, was this aspirational moment. Because I thought D2 was like bereft of all those things compared to D1. D1 had stuff that was really hard and hidden, and it took time to get good at it. You had to like learn how to really play the game at a high level. And my mindset was that D2 was absolutely missing anything like that. And that's why people didn't like it. You would chew through the content of an expansion or a live update, something like that. You would chew through it really fast because none of it was asking you to be really good at the game in a game that was asking you to spend hundreds of hours of your time. I think that's crazy design. That's why you would see the Destiny numbers go up and then down. Like you just get these really dramatic spikes in the player pool for each release, because they would just destroy all the content and then be like, cool, I don't want to play this anymore. Didn't someone say you took the easy path by choosing to make something cool, something like that? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a really weird concept at Bungie. I want to say, I don't think this is inside baseball. I'm pretty sure that this was like sort of a public statement that someone had made from the Sandbox team, but they were talking about how it could have also been a producer talking about why they sunset things, right? Why they content vaulted stuff. And the attitude there was, I want to say it was Justin Truman who said this in like a GDC talk. But he was saying, if you make things too good, you set the bar too high for yourself with the next release in a live service game. So you have to make it like 70% good so that you can still hit that mark again. And I think that's absolutely fucking insane. I do not understand that take in any way. I think if we're talking about a weapon like Icebreaker in D1 that solved all the problems, that's not too cool. That's something that wasn't balanced right, and for how people play the game, and it changed player behavior. So that's a different kind of problem. But when you don't play the game, you conflate those two things and you think, oh, okay, we can't make really cool shit because this release cadence we have means that we can't make something that took 6 months to a year to make, and we need to make a release in the next 3 months. Like that's what he was saying. And that's crazy. Yeah, absolutely, Queen Anne. planned obsolescence for PCs. That was 100%, one of the leadership design principles in Destiny. I guess I'll just make dumb and boring stuff then. Yeah, Turning Cog, don't make something really cool that you're excited about, that you're, passionate and into making, because if you do that and you achieve that, you'll never hit it again. Like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? Yeah, exactly, Queen Anne. You can't make it too good, because then you'll never be able to hit that mark again with the next release. So you're setting yourself up for a bad release. Like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? That's the craziest way to think about a creative endeavor. Like, I don't know. We should all just be trying to make really cool shit, right? That's why Dread has gone farther, That's why Dread is, now in month 6 of development. Like, Tony made some really fucking cool shit. And I was like, well, this is kind of outside of the scope of the original vision. However, we need to put this in here because it's very cool, So like, let's figure out how we can adjust the game design to fit these features in, and it will, we'll keep going. And that's why we're making Dread better and bigger than what we thought it was going to be when we set off to make it at the start. That's how all games go, by the way. The thing is, being good once is so much better than being 70% good always. Absolutely, Queen Anne. Like, why would you shoot for mediocrity? That's fucking crazy. You're making an art. You're making stuff that people do not need, and you don't want to shoot for the best you can do? So obviously, after he gave that GDC talk, he was getting roasted online. A lot of people were like, this is fucking stupid. And they were really mad. And I'm like, I can't believe you had the confidence or the arrogance to make that statement publicly. Like, it just shows, after reading this stupid article about gamer demographics and how the, older gamers are like being overlooked and people need to make games specifically for them. It's the same shit. I'm really glad that Tony was able to find something that I can point straight at instead of just being like anecdotally, because it makes me look bad if I'm only resting on anecdotes. But like that fucking, those 2 articles were perfect to illustrate my point. And yeah, I genuinely hope for more out of this industry. I really, really love games. That's why we do this. That's why I, celebrate other indies who are doing cool shit. I love games. I want to see games do well. I think there's so much more potential in this art form. I don't know what that is, but like, we don't have our Citizen Kanes yet, right? Like, there's nothing that changed the face of cinematography that has changed the face of gaming. People thought that was going to be like VR, right? But we know that the hardware is not quite there yet for mass adoption and making an experience that you can truly only ever do in this medium, in video games, right? We're not quite there yet. There's been a couple shots taken, and people have made some very revolutionary games that spawned, dozens or, 25 plus clones of whatever this hot game is, like a battle royale for existence, or for example, or Telltale story-driven games that are like a visual novel. Like, there's certain breakthroughs that happen like that, but there really is nothing that's like, oh, this dude invented the Dutch angle, and this changes the way people feel when they're an audience member consuming a film. We don't have anything like that in games. So I am excited for the day that we can get there. And I will celebrate whoever the fuck makes that game as much as I can, because it drives the art form forward. And that's what I care about. I watched over the weekend this really self-aggrandizing movie about Hollywood called Babylon with Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. And it's super long. I don't recommend it, guys. It's got like a 50% rating from critics and audiences. It's really, really into Hollywood being Hollywood. And it goes through the journey of silent film all the way up to like the dawn of the talkies and what modern film became. I think that it is art in some ways, but there's a debate between Brad Pitt's character and a traditional theatrical actress who plays on the stage. And she was saying like, a show on Broadway is high art, whereas like film, especially at the time, was not high art. It was low art. I think video games are still in the space of low art. We don't have something that changes the way people think about everything that comes out of games yet. We're not there. And it'll be very fucking cool to see what it's like when we do get there. We could also purposely make a fumble so it makes us look like the underdog when we do make 70% good thing. I don't, turning cog, like these guys are so fixated on, financial quarterlies and shit like that making a fumble is the worst possible thing they could do. And the weirdest part to me is that these guys who fumble still get hired at another studio. They don't get run off. They're not called like charlatans or clowns who don't understand the medium. They're just continuing to do what they do. And I think that's a part of the problem. Gamers are the ones who are saying like, this is bullshit. We don't want this. That's a part of like the online culture war that you see where people get like really angry about certain things that happen in games or television or film. I think it's mixing too many ideas together. But I think if you look at strictly games, it's about making the art form transcend from, Pac-Man into something that just changes the way every game is made afterward, and really understanding what that means. And people who would never play games before are going to play this game. Halo CE was kind of close to that, but again, it was still too niche, right? I don't think it's the same thing. Like cinematography fundamentally changed with Citizen Kane. That's what I'm trying to say. So game dev will fundamentally change when somebody has made that kind of an artistic breakthrough and has this real inspiration. I think Portal's a good shot at a game that is only possible in games. It's a hot take, but I think over-reliance on cutscenes is bad for games as a medium. Strong agree with that statement, Queen Anne. At some point, you're watching a movie interrupted by moments of gameplay. Portal did away with that, but it didn't take hold. So I think a very clear example of successful game directors who are kind of taking that approach are like Druckmann, and Druckmann believing that he's making films. He's trying to make high art out of a video game by turning it into a film. And it's like, that's not why people play a game. Like when you have a full range of emotional experience playing a game, like I was talking about with Ni no Kuni, but you have a person start thinking about life in a different way, and they have this like breakthrough of like personal skill and achievement, and now they're fundamentally changed after they experience this piece of art. That's really what it's all about. I just genuinely do not think that there are any games that have hit that mark yet, right? Portal the movie couldn't be any worse than Assassin's Creed. Are you talking about the one with what's his name? Fuck, dude, what's that actor's name? Oh my god, what's this guy's name? Show me the cast. Cal Lynch, that's the guy. Fassbender? Cal Lynch was the character name. What am I doing? Yeah, Fassbender. Thank you, Anna. Companion Cube movie bucket when? That's actually a good idea for merch, turning cog. Baldur's Gate 3 was kind of that game if you believe in believe the journos. Nah, I don't agree with that, Artificial Sky. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is high art. I agree with that. I do think Kojima is he's like the beacon of high art in games. Kojima makes games that only Kojima could make, and I hope that he has yet to make his opus and that he will make one and it'll be incredible. I'm just rage baiting chat. It's fine. No, dude, I think Companion Cube bucket is a good idea for a popcorn bucket. I just don't want to see a Portal movie. You can be a Kojima hater, Queen Anne. Tell me why. Because like you might actually have some points that I agree with, like for real. Because I think what I like about him is he's very experimental, and the choices he makes creatively are not necessarily hits, but he's taking risk. That's what I like. He's going to find something. Like I don't think Death Stranding is as good as everyone says. I love it, but I think calling that game higher is a little crazy. It's incredible. It's very cool. You love Kojima? Anna, it's been a while. Refresh me. Tell me about Kojima. Hey, go in. Both of you guys. Like, I'm totally cool with you guys being like, no, I don't agree with you, and then telling me why, you know, because I trust both of you are able to have differing opinions without like being mean or like ad hominem attack, you know? I know you guys are good at that. Artificial Sky says, fun fact. Uh-oh. I do think Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is high art. I love that game, though. It's so good. Attack! Exactly. Kojima didn't do Rising Revengeance and he fucking hates it. No, I agree. I do know that. It's not a Kojima game. It's more like a Platinum Games game. Kojima likes doing like really moody, weird shit. Like Death Stranding when you're walking over a hill for the first time and it plays like the perfect audio track that he thought was great for this moment. Like, that's cool. I think that's the right way to interpret a video game as a film, right? Instead of doing the Druckmann thing where you're watching like a 4-hour cutscene. However, Kojima does that too. I think it's tasteful. I like the way he does it. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not trying to like qualify it as high art, right? Like it's hard to do. Also, what the fuck is high art anyway, right? You know, is a banana taped to a wall high art? Who fucking knows? It was Platinum Games. Yeah, felt like a Platinum game. I think, you know, if Kojima hates that, I could understand why, because he made the original shit and he's like, man, you're just stealing my stuff and putting your own gameplay underneath it. You don't understand why I made the thing that I made in the first place. I think that's fair. I could get that. But Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is fucking great. It's very cool. Very good game. I'm waiting for this attack. It's coming. Turning Cog, what are you up to? I do also appreciate you guys like still hanging out, even if you're not typing, but like being here while I'm just fucking ranting about shit. I do like the risk-taking aspect, but like he takes a lot of cues from movies, and I feel like that's misguided when you're trying to push a different medium. Totally agree with you, Queen Anne. Like there's this awesome moment in movies where the action hero has to guess a 50-50 to save the day and survive. Yeah, you can't really do that in a game because the player is making the choice for the that character, right? I feel what you're saying. And it's very hard to make a player feel like they made that choice when they actually didn't. Tony, what's this adorable mushroom guy?
Oh, I don't know. It was like a tutorial I was watching.
Oh, Turning Cog is playing Conan right now? Nice, dude. You building some player houses? But in Metal Gear Solid, he tried to have that moment by actually having the chance to be 50-50 what leg to put the explosive on. Interesting. Be nice, Artificial Sky. Queen Anne is a lovely and wonderful human being. So if you guess wrong, you just have to restart the sequence. I mean, that's kind of funny. I like that. Yes, I'm building player housing. Nice, dude. But like, obviously, as a player, it's going to be a frustrating moment. But if you know that that's what it is, I think that's very, very cool. It's totally immersion breaking. Yeah, you're right. Poor execution on that, I think. I would call that bad execution. You know, he took a risk, poorly executed on it. We would live in a better world if Last of Us Part 2 didn't exist. I agree. I think Last of Us 2 is a fine game. It pales by comparison to the first one, especially with the way it ended. I thought it was inspired. I loved it. And like trying to continue the narrative thread was really fucking weird. It's like Rick and Morty past season 3, right? It's outgrown itself and become kind of some nonsense. My gripes with Last of Us Part 2 is that the writing is often incoherent and very forced. And when you contrast that against the first one, it's not the same shit. Like they forgot how to do it. And that's like just one thing, but there's little things here and there that he does that I don't like that approach. Of course. Yeah. So I'm not like an OG Kojima fan. The first Kojima game I played was MGS4, and the first one that I really played was 5. And then I was like, I love this guy's shit. I'm all about it now. So I'm weird in that regard because most Kojima fans love MGS2. And they're like, that's the best game ever made. You got to play this. I get told that shit all the time from tons of people. You got to play MGS2. You don't even know MGS2 is so good. You don't even get it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care though. If The Last of Us stopped trying to keep up with Skyrim with the amount of remasters, maybe the world would heal. Yeah, I mean, dude, Druckmann's he's pretending to be a Hollywood director. We know that. Like the dude's made some crazy public statements and like obviously fallen off. The other thing is that the dialogue is overly expositional in Metal Gear Solid games. See, okay, so that one I think is a creative choice and tongue in cheek. I think Kojima's like taking swipes at himself. Like, think about how in MGS5, when you get a cutscene and then it says like written by Hideo Kojima, directed by Hideo Kojima, sound designed by Hideo Kojima. That shit is so fucking funny to me. So like, I don't take him seriously in that regard. I think he's making fun of himself, but I don't know. That's just how I choose to interpret it. But I could see how it would be tiresome and you like don't like it because when you make a choice like that, it's gonna be one or the other. You're like, this is funny and I appreciate this. It's like kind of meta. Or you're like, this is fucking weird and I don't like it. I totally understand. Absolutely understand. Anna says, I don't like him because he's a misogynist and is always giving a bullshit excuse for the ways female characters are treated or are written. I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair. I think that's like an older school thing. You know, if you think about like movies that influenced him, you think about movies from like the 80s and 90s, he's like really leaning into kind of old world thinking. So I could see why you would interpret that way, especially being female. Like, it would piss me off for sure. But as a dude with a different perspective, you know, I'm like, haha, that's funny. You know, like I'm outing myself here, guys. But that's not to be like I have a problem with women. I clearly don't. Women are great. But I think it's an artistic choice that's obviously going to rub people the wrong way. I think that's what I'm trying to say about what I like about Kojima is that's the risk taking that he does. When he makes stuff, it's divisive, and I think that's good. And I don't mean divisive as in like you used a word you can't use, you know? I mean like he's got a very clear creative vision, I think. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Brightside says that's how Silent Sonata's credits looked. Hell yeah. Written by Brightside Movement, directed by Brightside Movement, sound design, Brightside Movement, programming, Brightside Movement. Yeah, dude. Yeah. As a female player, I can see misogyny BS for miles, of course. Absolutely. I totally understand that. Yeah, and I can absolutely say like if it was misandrist or misandrist, bleh, can't say that word. If it was in that regard and like denigrating towards men, of course it would rub me the wrong way. I'd be like, but I am a man. That's not true. I don't feel that way. How dare you? You know? I totally get it. He did say that he was disappointed that Death Stranding 2 wasn't as divisive as the first. Yeah, okay, so that helps me kind of like reaffirm that I think he's doing that shit on purpose, you know? Yeah, I think he's doing it on purpose. He wants people to feel stuff, which I think is good. That's the polar opposite of the business analytics guys who want people to feel nothing. They want to feel the joy of purchasing something and giving them money. Like, that's disgusting to me. But you know, like I say all this stuff, but I still consume all kinds of like other art that isn't for me. Just because I find art fascinating. I find like the things people make absolutely fascinating. Like I was saying, I watched that Babylon movie because I was like, all right, this is a Golden Globe nominee. It's got Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt in it. It's rated poorly. And I'm like, this is probably going to suck. And I think what made it weird and tiresome is it's just like it's really into Hollywood and like the history of Hollywood. And I'm just like, who the fuck can relate to this other than a actor, director, producer? Like, nobody can relate to this. This is very weird, material. As I get older, my patience for death of the author got very thin. If you're a shitty human being, I don't want to consume your work, your books, your games, or films. I understand, Anna. I totally understand. I'm of the opinion to separate the artist from the art. And if you don't like their art, don't go for it. If you do like their art, cool. I think a good example is like Kevin Spacey is a great actor, but Kevin Spacey is a terrible human being, right? Like, we can't deny that Kevin Spacey made some very good, films, and he's a good actor, but he's gross as a person in real life, right? Like, it doesn't mean I'm a Kevin Spacey fan. It just means I can appreciate the work that he did, right? Or like, DeAntword, right? DeAntword's obviously very contentious, but they have a very unique art. So I don't know. It's difficult. Only feeling is the urge to spend. Exactly. And I really hope I'm not alienating you guys that are disagreeing with me with my commentary there. I really don't want that. And I fully support your opinions and your perspectives on that. We're all different human beings with different outlooks on life and like how we feel about things. Totally valid. But yeah, I think for me personally, I choose when I say something is bad art or whatever, this thing sucked, for me, it's like I'm looking at the level of craftsmanship. And I think that's usually what I'm indexing on. I'm like, this is condescending to the audience. So what? Okay, I got an example. So my wife and I have been watching the Jack Ryan series on Amazon Prime, and I like it. I think it's good. But when they do action sequences, I'm so spoiled by John Wick and Terminal List and shit where they have like actual reloading, correct guns, good, scene continuity and shit like that, that anytime I look at the action sequences where they're edited, like there was a scene we were watching last night where Jack Ryan is holding like an M4 AR-15 that's like modified, and he's like shooting at somebody, and then it jump cuts to him like, scrambling over some rocks and whatever, and he's then holding an AK. And I'm like, where the fuck did he get the AK? That's a completely different gun. How did we get here? And I know that that's probably from the editing room floor. They were like, we don't like the scene, cut it out. The audience won't notice. But for me, that's immersion breaking. I'm like, dude's literally holding a different gun now. Or like every car explodes when it gets shot with a bullet. Stuff like that I find to be bothersome. But I will still watch Jack Ryan because I think the story is interesting. I think seasons 3 and 1 were probably the best ones. 4 is pretty good. I like the way it kind of all wrapped up. It was interesting stuff. But okay, I agree, Anna. I think death of the author is misused to justify bad behavior. What it really means is that the author's opinion is of their own work after the release is just as important as anyone else's opinion, and it's only one way of looking at things. Yeah, I guess maybe let me think about the death of the author meaning here. Do you guys want to clarify what you mean, actually, instead of me trying to like Google and interpret what other people say? I want to know what you guys mean by the death of the author. I think I was like kind of there, but I may not be understanding exactly what you mean. Okay, so this is, I'm reading a wiki that's it's like a French author. I also get very careful when I spend my money. I mean, that's a real thing, Anna. Yeah, don't buy shit that you're going to be frustrated with yourself at for purchasing. Text meaning it should be determined by the reader's interpretation rather than creator's persona. That's what death of the author is? Yeah, that's the way I think about it. I wasn't even familiar with the turn of phrase. We can hear you looking it up on Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah, Wikipedia, whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's what it means when it was made. Okay. So it's like separating the artist from the art, right? That's the way I was trying to describe the idea. Obviously this is not a novel idea. Someone came up with this in the early 1900s. French guy. Oh, sorry, 1967 essay. Literary critic and theorist Roland Barthes, something like that, French guy. Relying on the intentions and biography of an author to definitively explain the ultimate meaning. Yes. Okay. So I strongly dislike when people try to interpret the ultimate meaning of a creator, and when a creator goes out and explicitly says, this is what I meant. If a lot of people have differing opinions about it, that's good art. Separating the art from the artist is different, but the two get conflated. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tony stepped away, Brightside. I will tell him when you get back. Post-mortem of their work from their deathbed. Yeah, what I get. Yeah, help me understand what you guys mean. Is this like when? Could we say this happens with Tolkien's work after the family like sold it to Embracer? Because like there's a new way to interpret. Yeah, what's up, Adder? I mean, bro, I'm yapping. We're getting deep on death of the author because like both Queen Anne and Anna are talking to me. That's crazy. You guys are both Anns or Annas, but yeah, they're talking to me about the concept of death of the author and how Anna doesn't like Kojima because he's misogynist, and for her, that's a reason why she's not a fan of his work, doesn't want to get into it. And I'm like, I hear you, and I totally understand where you're coming from with that. Like, I get it. Like, if I were, female, I would relate to that a lot more, but because I'm not, I can't. So it's like, I'm okay with certain things, but it doesn't make me think less of women, right? Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. And that's when I was talking about separating the art from the artist. And then Anna was talking about the concept of death of the author. And I'm not totally understanding the concepts, but I want to be more informed and like understand what they're getting at. Maybe it's like Van Gogh. He's the textbook story of not appreciated until you're dead, but he's literally a drug addict nutcase that cuts parts of his body off and stalked a woman. He was rightfully not celebrated during his lifetime. Yeah. Is that what you guys are trying to say? Picasso made some awesome paints, but he was a shitty human being who constantly mistreated his lover and woman. Yeah. Okay. So is death of the author just explaining that, or advocating like not supporting or celebrating the art because the human who made it is bad? Maybe that's the thing that I'm not understanding. Tony Brightside said, nice. Good movement, Tony.
Thank you. It's getting there.
Hell yeah, dude. So when anyone releases anything, the idea is that it's out now. You as the author are said to be dead. Dead in the sense that you can't patch it like a game. You can't say that Dumbledore was gay the whole time after you release the book because you're dead. So like you made a creative work and you no longer like own the ideas because now it's like public knowledge. Is that kind of the concept? Tony Adder asked, did you stick with the control rig?
Yeah, so this is control rig here, and I put a bunch of bones in it here. Yep. So I'll just like parent it to the root and then have these spokes out, and I mean, it doesn't really do anything too crazy right now, but it keeps it all constrained the way that I want it to. So this is a good practice, but I'm learning things.
Okay, that's the concept. Works are independent of the creator. Yeah, it is a loaded topic, Adder. That's why we're still going. Like, we're kind of deep on this. But it's not the only school of thought on the situation, that you should not take an author's opinions and life into consideration when consuming his works. I think that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. And you guys are making me aware of this new concept that I was not aware of. It's just shit that I've been saying, right? Just ideas I have. And okay. So the ands here are saying you guys don't like that this concept is often used to justify shitty behavior of artists that are still alive and making work. I know I'm being literal on the death thing. I'm not. I'm saying that what sucks about the concept is that people will often be like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, if we talk about like musicians and we get into like Space Jesus or who's the fucking the guy Tony Bass Nectar? Yeah. We talk about these guys who have done really shitty things. The ends like they formed a gang. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to lump you guys together as one person. I'm just saying for the sake of this conversation, right? You guys are totally different people. No, you guys are totally different people. Yeah. I think Artificial Sky makes a good point. People are often terrible, especially creators. I mean, I think real art comes from struggle, and oftentimes people who experience struggle can become shitty human beings because they've not got a lot of faith in, you know, humanity, or like they're not supported or sheltered, or like, you know, that's kind of how that goes. I'm not trying to justify bad behavior. You know, I've had my fair share of struggle and hard times. But I choose to not be a shitty person, if that makes sense. I try my best to not be a shitty person. Drama is fertile grounds for creation. Exactly, Artificial Sky. What do you mean biker cuts, Turning Cog? Are you saying like biker jackets? You're a collective now? I feel bad. No, you guys are not a collective. It was easier for my brain to just like, no, unless you guys are happy with it, then it's cool. You could say Giordano Bruno's work was independent of the author, but he was also burned at the stake because of his works. Absolutely, Adder. And he was the plurality of worlds guy, right? Heretical. And he was tried by Inquisition and refused to recant his heresy and was, you know, burned at the stake. See, I know science, guys. I don't know like deep literary philosophy. That's where I'm like, you know, kind of off the cuff here, just going off of my own like ideas. No, Artificial Sky. I'm not reading that out loud. Don't say that. Oh my lord. Yeah, Bruno was the guy that was like, yo, it's a solar system, and the Romans said, hell nah, and lit him on fire. Yeah. Because he was violating church doctrine. And Bruno was a monk, wasn't he? I think he was a monk. He was a friar, Dominican church friar, whose bold ideas fused Copernican heliocentrism, Neoplatonism, and Hermeticism into a vision of an infinite universe populated by innumerable worlds. Yep, I was right. Plurality of worlds. All animated by an immanent drive, divine principle. Sorry. So yeah, he even couched it all in like God, you know? What a G unit. Friar laying down the science. Well, but his ideas didn't die, Artificial Sky. Like his Bruno's ideas are alive, and he lived in the 16th century. So, you know, he made the ultimate sacrifice, I guess, to push humanity forward in collective thinking. Yes, sometimes a work is informed by who made it. Like Celeste was made largely by a trans woman before she was out, and a lot of people, and to a lot of people, that colors the work. I could see that. Yeah. I know that Celeste is super popular in the trans community. I don't know very much about the game. I'm not really a fan of like platformers, you know, like that's not my thing. And also the art style is like, you know, it's that like 8-bit art. So that shit doesn't do it for me. Sometimes it works for me to claim death of the author. Sometimes it doesn't. Can you give me an example in which you would claim death of the author and one in which you wouldn't? That's a good question, Adder. Yeah, and I appreciate that everyone is being very respectful. You know, I really appreciate that. We're all very different people, and we're trying to have a real conversation. That makes me very excited. I like this. Death of the author is comparable to actors who used method acting while in a movie and are forgiven for the shitty behavior. Jared Leto. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think that's cool, Anna. Because, like,
was he forgiven for the shitty behavior? I don't know if he was.
I think people did justify it because they celebrated his performance as the Joker, but dude was like wildly fucking out of control and like died because of what he was doing, right? Okay. Queen Anne says, yes. The Matrix reads differently when you understand who made it. Interesting. Jared Leto was never really canceled. He's still out there. Or you're talking about Heath Ledger, right? Am I fucking things up? How did I get to Heath Ledger?
Yeah, no, Jared Leto famously, like, when he was playing the Joker, he like harassed the other people who were in that movie and stuff. Yeah,
that's what's fucking me up. I didn't know anything about that. I'm not a Jared Leto fan. I always think of 30 Seconds to Mars and he's a clown. Jared Leto obviously like made Blade Runner 2049 worse. 2048, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, did we talk about the Harry Potter author? Is that what you're talking about, Anna? I might have missed that. That's a crazy situation. Fourth Matrix doesn't count because that was forced by a contract film when they did everything in their own power as directors to kill the vision and dream in defiance of Warner Brothers. Yeah. I mean, The Matrix was interesting. I think the first one was good. I don't like the second or third one. Oh, Joanne. I missed it. Maybe Joanne flew over my head. Oh, you were talking about Dumbledore. I got you. Okay, never mind. I'm with it now. I didn't read Harry Potter, guys. I've only seen the movies. I'm not a Harry Potter person. Artificial Sky. I definitely can't read that one out loud. Jared Leto, for those not aware, runs a cult. Oh, yeah, dude. Okay. I know what you're talking about now, Adder. First three films do hit different after the context of the directors. That's a good point. I don't think I've watched them in a very long time because I saw The Matrix in theaters, when I was a teenager. So like it was just a thing you did at the time. And I wasn't at a point in my life where I was like looking at art in a critical way. I was just kind of like art in the face, like it was escapism. That's the best way to think about it. But like Harry Potter is something I would claim death of the actor for or author for, because it doesn't make sense to have these little tweets that add to the story after the fact. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now. Okay, I'm tracking. So she wrote a thing. Audience members interpreted the thing in a personal way, and she was like, "No." And she's like, "You're reading it wrong." Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's not the right thing to do. I think when you make an art and someone consumed the art and they connected to the art, you should just be like, cool, I'm glad people had feelings about it. And you just fucking let it go. Like you have to fucking let it go. There's plenty of stuff that I've made that has been like, carried on by other people in a different way with a different interpretation. And I view that as their art, not my art. My art was a specific moment in a thing. And their art is different, and they're using something that I had to make their own, which is fine. I feel, grateful to have inspired someone to make something. That's cool. I was a proud aunt when my 12-year-old niece called me to say she's not buying anything for that series anymore because of the person. Nice. I always forgot they made a fourth. I totally forgot they made a fourth too, Adder. That I definitely agree with. Steering audience like that is pretty whack. Letting the audience fill in the blanks with their own world building is what creates the magic. Exactly. Yes. I really, I guess this is a new concept to me. I didn't know that. I've just always practiced that. I'm just like, I'm not, I think I've told you guys stories about how people came up to me, fans would ask me about like, their deep lore questions about Destiny and be like, I believe it's this and this. Can you confirm this for me? And I'm like, even if it wasn't something I made, I'm just like, I appreciate the fact that you connected to that moment. And I think your interpretation of it is entirely valid. and you should carry that idea, especially if you think that that's how you want to interpret it. And they fucking hate that answer, by the way. They want official answers so that they can go on the internet and argue with other people and be like, no, I talked to this person from here that said this thing, so that's what it is. And I'm like, just don't do that. Like that's weird. Have a personal connection to a piece of art and appreciate it. That's it. Wizards used to shit on the ground in Magic in a way before bathrooms were created for wizards, but after they were
made,
she
did say that. I
believe. That's so fucking weird.
This is what they're talking about. Is like Harry Potter was just like going along fine for like 2 decades, and then all of a sudden it's like Dumbledore's gay. Wizards didn't have toilets; they just shit on the floor, and Magic did away. And it was like, what is the point of this? Why are you doing this?
Oh my god!
I don't know. Like, I hope you guys have heard the conspiracy theory that her house is filled with mold and it has like infected her brain and made her go crazy. And there's like all these pictures with like moldy walls behind her when she's doing interviews and stuff. I think it's hilarious.
So. I've heard that, and I think that's fucking hilarious. What's up, Shawnee B? No. We have raids turned off for I think under 3 or something like that. So I apologize for that. If you're trying to send us a couple small people, welcome anyway, and thank you for coming on over here. But that's usually how we have it. We have a filter based on the amount of people that raid. We wanted to do the thing to prevent, like, you have 7, then it shouldn't be off, bro. Too scrubby to raid? No. It was more to stop. There's a certain segment of Twitch.television that goes live to nobody and raids with one bot or something like that. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't follow us. It might have been you have to follow us. So I'm trying to protect the community. We have a lot of like deep conversations here, and I'm trying to like prevent the community from getting randoms that come in here and cause a mess. Yeah, I recognize your name, Shawnee B. I don't understand, bro. I appreciate it though. I don't know why it's busted. I don't know enough to get in there. Shiny not following be wild. Lots of the friends are here. Well, I appreciate you. I'm sorry. I don't know what the setting is. I'm not really clear on how to change it or clarify it, but I know that we have it like pretty open. There's just some small restrictions to mitigate like a person coming in with, a bot in their chat and then advertising their own stream and shit like that. We just don't want that. We want to keep the conversation relevant to what we're talking about instead of getting off on some nonsense. So, but yeah, welcome and thank you for coming through. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the restriction is, so I apologize. That's fucking hilarious, Queen Anne. I had no idea that she said weird stuff like that. My bestie watched the 4th one and told me not to waste my time and money on The Matrix 4. But I got a really good artistic and social breakdown of the film from them after. Nice, dude. Adder's, did you see Adder's message, Tony? He said control rig seems like it's working pretty decent so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. Adder said, I think Blade Runner OG and 2049 are a perfect example of letting the audience fill in the blanks, and that creates some magic and mystery. Totally agree. Brightside says, I think making poop go away with magic was the premise of the movie Envy with Jack Black.
That is actually true.
She is a batty old coot, mold brain.
Where was the dog poop actually going in Envy? I know that was like kind of the punchline at the end of the movie, that they like figured out that it wasn't actually just going away, and like that was it, like bankrupt him at the end or something. I can't remember.
I don't know this movie.
Oh, it's so good.
2004 buddy comedy. All right. It's got Rachel Weisz and Amy Poehler.
Dude, it's a classic. I've seen it so many times.
All right. By the way, this has a 7% Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely one of those, but like still so good.
Ooh, Anna, yes, Anna, that is after my own heart. The fucking video essay explaining the meaning of any art. Oh, yes, good statement. My brother in Christ, just think for yourself. 100%, Anna. I totally agree with you on that. I like having, so I think this is one of the problems that we have with social media and online culture is that people want to have conversations with people that they know and are friends with or family members with that are deep, but they just spit them into the fucking void. And a lot of random people go consume it. And it's like, what are you doing? That's a conversation you should be having with people you know, not like telling other people what to think about art. That's crazy. The Ann gang is really riled up today. That article brought out the torches and pitchforks. I love it. I love that we've got both of the Anns hanging out today. You guys are great. You guys always have some really, really interesting insight and, you know, things that you talk about. I really like it. But I love wildly different perspectives than my own. That's how you grow as a human being, you know? And I appreciate that you guys can recognize that Vince be saying and doing shit that I don't agree with, but you guys still come around and you support. It's fucking awesome. It's cool. That's what being a human is all about. Yeah, Artificial Sky. Opinions are hard for some people. For real. Fucking mold brain is still making me laugh, dude. Similar to comprehension, guys, read more books, please. I know that everyone with in chat reads books. You guys are fucking awesome. That's why. Yeah, read some books. It'll help you understand information. Reading a book is literally exercise in processing information. So, yeah. Yes, oh God. Oh man. So I will say, I'll throw this out there. Wendigoon's summary of the King in Yellow anthology was interesting, very interesting. But he did a bad job of it. And he put in a lot of editorialization and mispronounces shit all over the place. It's poorly made. It's bad quality, but it's 4 hours and he covers the whole thing and hits the high points, which were important to me. I do see that someone who's like, I don't want to read this book. I'm just going to go watch a 4-hour Wendigoon about it. That's not good for them. They're not watching it for the same reason that I am. You know, like that's not great. Books are made of dead trees. It doesn't seem vegan to skin them for your amusement. I think vegans like to skin trees, bro. What do you mean? Adder says, I only have a 3.7 second attention span and spend 9.2 hours a day on TikTok. Are you burnout posting right now? That's a crazy take. Tony said, I saw someone say, can't wait till Wendigoon can explain the Backrooms movie to me. Oh my God. Oh, guys. So since y'all are here, and I know that some of you are into liminal space horror, have you guys seen Backrooms yet? I'm probably going to go see it again soon with another friend of mine. And I want to bring like a notebook with me this time so that I can like really write down some shit that I thought was interesting. But Backrooms is good. That's good art. As a vegan, it's true that we're cruel to plants. Get them, Queen Anne. Get them. Get those plants. Would you prefer they were made of human skin? Yeah, Turning Cog definitely would. The human skin books at Oxford are pretty wild. What the fuck? Y'all are on some weird shit now. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys explaining to me Death of the Author. Thank you. And thank you for your patience and, you know, typing out, you know, long messages and kind of explaining the whole situation to me. I really appreciate that. I know oftentimes I make statements that seem like I'm talking about a thing, and I often just don't know what the fuck the thing is that someone else is referencing, because like I form my own thoughts and opinions. I don't go like have other people tell me what to think. I think you guys know that though. I'm pretty sure I don't hide that well. I have a friend who wrote an article about human skin books. That's crazy. What the fuck? What are human skin books? Is this like a thing they used to do? We still love Vince, even if you like Kojima. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do. I still like Kojima. But I like a lot of stuff that's like edgy and that, provokes thought. So it doesn't mean that I dislike things that don't. I've said many times, I like the Michael Bay Transformers movies. They are garbage and not good for you, but I like them. It's a fun ride. I will go have like a prefix fucking like 7-course meal where I don't decide the menu and it's, you know, transcendent and delicious, but I will also like, I have, you know, Hostess cupcakes and Twinkies in my pantry. So like I enjoy the full breadth of the human experience. I think that's what living is all about. That's the secret, guys. It's all about just like experiencing as much as you can because we have such a short time being alive. You never know, you know? So like, I don't know. I find joy in new knowledge. I think it's really cool. Yes, it was believed by some older religions and societies that important history books would be bound in human skin as a semblance that they contain human history or other important works, back when books were handwritten and a big deal to create or curate. Dude, now I want to know, like, did you volunteer to be the skin cover? Or, like, were you forced into it? Because, like, this is fucking crazy. You've got time to convert me to the Anne's Hate Kojima Collective. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that like I'm gonna like what I like, you know, for better or worse. But I'm also not gonna tell people to like or dislike what they, you know, what I think they should, right? It's more when I say that, I'm like, this thing's bad for you and causing damage. Like maybe don't be on TikTok 9 hours a day, like read a book instead. That I just, when I say things like that, it's more about like my experience in being a human being and finding like satisfaction and happiness, right? Put it in the skin box with the others. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Yeah, some were volunteers, some were forced. It's a mix. Oh my God, dude. There's a few on display and then a whole collection hidden away. They're pretty gnarly. I think they had one out in a case when I was at Oxford. That's crazy. Okay, I kind of agree with that, Artificial Sky. Hot take, notion of harm reduction and its iterative philosophies are laughable as existence is pain and to reject it is to reject reality. I mean, yeah, I do agree with that. I think you cannot have joy without suffering. You know, like, are we talking about like, if you think the importance of harm reduction is to make people not feel things, like that's what I think is weird. The human experience is categorized by moments of like disappointment and pain and like joy and you know, love. Like those concepts are completely opposed to each other because they can't exist. You know, it's like good and evil. Like you can't have good without evil. You can't have evil without good, right? Like if we all upload our brains into you know, electronic collective consciousness, I feel like that would be the death of emotion, and we might all fully understand each other like immediately, because then you could experience someone else's experience as soon as you connect to that collective. But like, you know, obviously we're not there, and to deny that pain is real, like, yeah, I mean, it is real. Pain is real. Violence is real. Like nature is red in tooth and claw, right? Like that is what it is. That's what we know of. Maybe we'll meet aliens one day who like are horrified by how violent we are as a species or how violent the planet is, and like that will be problematic, but we're not there yet. So reality as we know it is categorized by these oppositional forces and feelings. So I don't know. And I find strength in that. Like when you have a really bad moment and you can come through the other side and then have a really good moment, that's what life is all about. I don't know, I'm probably saying crazy shit that someone's going to get really mad at me for. So I'm not trying to do that. Yeah, I like conversation. Let's see. What did I get over here? Oh shit. Yeah, Tony, we got to wrap up actually, because I have some food I need to eat. I think I've got some steaks, gang.
Yeah, no problem.
Hell yeah. You can keep going if you want to, Tony.
No, I think I actually got it to a pretty good spot. So we're yeah. Turned out pretty cool.
Oh, we got some comments on the ramblings I just had at the end there. Pretty wild and sobering moment of realization of how brutal humankind is. I have an acquaintance who's currently volunteering in international combat groups and posts footage and pictures of his travels. It's nuts. Yeah. I think the privilege we have living in the United States is that the conflicts that we experience as human beings are much less than a lot of other human experiences, and it's easy to get riled up about some shit that really isn't equivalent to another human being suffering living in a different place. And I think maybe that's my dad advice for the end of the stream. So keep some perspective, recognize that like every human experience is unique and different, and they're all valid, and it's worth sharing those ideas with other people in a positive way. You don't have to agree, but at least let people have space to express themselves. Don't be mean. Don't talk shit, like unless it's, turning cog or omni, then, that's how it goes. But yeah, you guys are fucking awesome. I love hanging out with you guys when we have these deep conversations. It's really fun. I'm really glad that we are at the hangout. Shawnee B, I'm sorry about the raid thing. We'll take a look at it after stream and try to see what the qualifiers are. But thank you for coming through. Yeah, y'all have a good weekend. Everyone stay safe. Seriously, thank you so much for the support and for the conversation. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
See you guys next week.
All right, later, y'all. We'll see you next week.